Hey, welcome. This is Ryan of Happy. Welcome. This is Ryan of Happy, Healthy, Vegan. It's time for the Friday live stream. I realized I didn't make a new thumbnail tonight. I just used last week, so I'm going to take a moment here to pose for a second. I'll come back and get a screen cap from here. Let me just smile for the camera for a second here. Let me do a couple smiles here. Woo! Do a couple without the glasses. This will be my thumbnail if I can remember to, like, tonight or tomorrow to pull a still image out here. So I'm doing this kind of backwards. But I like to have different thumbnails for different episodes. So if you go back and look at the past live streams, it's not all the same thing. So anyway, guys, welcome. This is Ryan of Happy, Healthy, Vegan. Thanks for being here. It's that time, 6:01 p.m. Friday Pacific Standard Time. And this is the time. Black screen? Hopefully you don't have a black screen. Are we seeing everything here? I see myself up there, but this is the time we gather together every week and discuss any and all things vegan. So if you're vegan, you know what's going on here. Hopefully you've been to a lot of these past live streams. In fact, most people on right now are our Happy Fam, our channel members and top supporters. So thank you so much. If you're vegan curious, you're at a safe place here. We don't attack people because they're not vegan. Yeah, I know some vegans are like that. Some vegans are complete a-holes. They feel like, I think a lot of people are attracted to veganism because they see it as a reason to, in their minds, to justify being a-holes to people. Like, if I'm vegan, I can pretend I'm better than everyone and be a dick to people. We don't do that here. We're in a safe space where we can all hang out together, vegan or not, because let's realize, 99.999% of us, we're not born vegan. We came upon this on our own. And along the way, we encountered some good people, some good information, and I hope to be part of that for other people. So my goal is to turn as many people on to veganism, share with you evidence-based information, my personal wealth of information, some anecdotal stories sprinkled in here and there, and we have a whole community here of similarly minded people that won't beat you up because you're not doing it the way that some Anyway, let's move on from there. I saw that we have someone tuning from the hospital, Joey. Tuning from the hospital, just had that means your appendix were removed, feeling fine, and hospital had a vegan menu. Wow, that is awesome. Wow, what state are you in there, Joey? And I assume this was not a planned hospital visit. Usually appendix things are like emergency things, right? So how does that even happen? Is that like common at more ages? Can an old dude like me have an appendix thing, or is it mainly things that happen in your 20s? I remember one of my friends had this happen in his 20s when we were in our 20s. Didn't happen to me, but I never really thought about it much until right now. And I see Sarah is back. Are you back in your hometown, Sarah, in Bend? Or are you still just back from what you're doing today? Maybe you're chilling in like California somewhere at a hotel or a friend's house, something like that. So let us know the status of your summer travel. And sorry you had to travel during the heat wave, but I guess you would have gotten it back at your home too anyway. You're still on the road, back at the hotel. Well, hopefully, are you at Mendo? Are you at a cooler environment, hopefully, than everywhere else you've been, and even cooler than home? Yeah, if you're in Mendo, you're in the coolest place. Oh, Fairfax week, Mendo. So you're still in Mendo then. Awesome. For those who don't know, Mendo is short for Mendocino, California. The coast of Mendo is, particularly. And it's a beautiful stretch of central/northern California coastline that most people have never seen. And I'm one of them. So I'm hoping to someday, when I'm living up in Northern California, possibly, to be up and to finally visit Mendo. Because to go to Mendo from here, it'd be like 10 hours of driving. If you live in the Bay Area, like maybe 3-4 hours or something like that, something way more doable. Mendo is a dreamy 60 degrees. That's Sarah's favorite weather there. And I can't say I blame you. I in the wintertime, I really don't like cold, overcast weather. I just want the sun to come out because it's cold in the wintertime. The clouds prevent the sunlight from warming up the ground and all that. But in the summertime, when it's too hot, the clouds are a welcome thing. I get excited sometimes. I wake up and I yell at Angie, hey, it's overcast. It's cloudy still. Let's go out for a walk. Let's get some coffee. Let's do something. California fog in the summer is a blessing. For us that live along the coast, Uncle knows what I'm talking about. Uncle is in a fog zone too, even more so than where we live at here. So Joey, so your appendix ruptured or burst, total emergency, and vegan menu in St. Pete, Florida. Awesome. Yeah, a lot of people make Florida out to be like the antithesis of California. I know politicians like to do that. So California, everyone's a vegan, and Florida, everyone's a carnivore or something like that. Both are untrue. Hey, Nikki, welcome, Mimby. Nikki, you've been a member. I called you Mimby. You've been a member for 7 months. And thank you for your 7-month support there, Nikki. Seems longer. You want to start a vegan meetup? Any advice? Well, yeah, there's that site meetup.com where you can try to make a meetup groups. In fact, in the early days of our YouTube channel, yeah, there was a meetup group for Southern California vegans and fruit lovers and stuff like that. We met a lot of people through that. Unfortunately, it was kind of more a fruitarian scene, and like the people that we met there were the people we kind of hung out with when we went to that Woodstock Fruit Festival back in 2013, which I showed a little clip of in that last video from yesterday about that Jeff Juices dude. Ah, man, I just hit my phone with my water bottle. Veganism debunked. Soy latte, Sarah? Yeah, that's the California thing. No, it's funny how VD said about me. No, it's a oat milk latte. You anti-vegans got to get it right. Right. California vegan equals not soy latte. It equals oat milk latte. Oh, you did have a soy latte, so you're being super California. Enjoy it. Hey, when you're in Rome, be like the Romans. Is that what they say? Anyway, that's good, Sarah. You couldn't resist. Well, in California, you had to get that soy vegan latte, decaf even. Wow, yeah. My thing is half calf. Once in a while, I'll get decaf if I go to a couple known local coffee roasters with Angie where their shit's just strong, man. It's like hardcore. So, yeah, just get decaf because half calf's like normal calf at other places. Diablo, so you've ever tried soy or oat latte? Maybe it's a California thing. You're in Norway. They got to have some stuff like that, right? I thought so. Well, I've never been really to Norway, so I can't say it. If I had gone, it would have been a long time ago before I even heard the word vegan. So I probably would have. I'm a horrible person to ask about that. But yeah, I bet if you look around, you should be able to find something like that. No way, sucks pretty much, really. It's not what I've heard. I heard it's pretty cool there. Let's see, Redlocks. No, did I hear about Silk having a recall on their almond and oat milk? No, I feel like anti-vegans will use this as a proof that veganism is unhealthy. Well, it depends. Why did they recall it? Did something not go right in the production of it? I mean, that could happen in the production of any food. Doesn't mean it's unhealthy. I mean, if recalls of foods meant that these certain whatever foods that got recalled were unhealthy, then we'd have to like milk, just regular dairy, milk, all sorts of meat, animal products get recalled all the time. Johnny Bravo's here early. Awesome. Who else is here early of our regulars? Hello, Foo said Florida sucks. Well, at least they have vegan food in the hospitals there, Foo. So keep that in mind. If you ever end up in a hospital, you might get lucky and not have to dodge too many animal products. Yeah, let's see. Fritz is here, and of our channel members, Heidi and let's see. I think I said hi to all y'all. If not, let me know. The government doesn't care about food safety. Yeah, probably not as much as they should. But yeah, the bottom line, let's not politicize it or anything like that. Is so what if one plant milk producer has a recall? That doesn't mean that plant milks are unsafe. If so, we could use that same logic on all the animal product recalls that have happened in the past. So they can't have, they can't win on that one. Okay, Foo, last time you were hospitalized, they had vegetarian fare. Awesome. And Graven gives another nod that Florida doesn't suck. Well, Foo's not too excited with Florida lately, so that's his opinion, and yeah, yours is it doesn't suck. And I believe the truth's somewhere in the middle. Nowhere's perfect, and nowhere in the United States, no state is a shithole. Everywhere it's all a mixed bag. Every state's got great things going for it, and it's not so great things. Let's see. Fritz says, Varley's glad you're feeling better. What's wrong with Varley's? Let's see. Oh, you got food poisoning from lettuce this week. Well, there you go. Veganism debunked, right? Because vegans are the only people in the world who eat lettuce. So yeah, there you go. Veganism's been debunked. There we go. Food poisoning from lettuce. It's over. Veganism's been debunked there. Anyway, in all seriousness, Farley, I'm glad you're feeling better. And I'm just joking around. I'm just knowing how, meat tards are gonna like try to spin any plant-based food or just plant recall anything that people eat that's not meat that gets recalled. Local has a good question. Which is best, Northern Florida or Southern Florida? Well, good question. Probably Southern because Miami's there and everything. Sarah, you're such a perv. What'd you do? Oh, I see what you said in the comment before. I didn't even catch that. Wow. Yeah, DLBSL, one question. Siri, aka I call him Shlomo, is giving me a bunch of crap right now. Okay. Anyway, let's see. DLBSL, one question. Don't want this to be political, but do you think Biden should withdraw because of his age? Should he withdraw? There's no mandate, like nothing, or no one's forcing him. However, I think it should be explored, the idea, like, does his party stand a better chance of attracting more voters, particularly younger voters, if they have a dude or a lady who's not like 80 years old? And I'm not age shaming or ageist or anything. My mom's older than that. Like I said, I love her, but she has no business running a country. She has no business running her household even. I help her with a lot of stuff there. So yeah, I think the idea should be explored, but should he automatically step down? No, there's nothing in the Constitution or anything that says that. But I think it's an idea worth considering. I mean, hopefully he doesn't have a big ego. If he sees the numbers, like if he stays in and the data suggests he'll lose, or versus if he gets a younger, more relatable candidate for a lot of younger people, and his party wins, he should just like, hey, forget my ego. It's not about me. It's about Anyway, so yeah, it's an idea that definitely should be explored. But I don't think that was too political, even though it involved politics. I don't think I was saying anything all that controversial, or it shouldn't offend the other parties or something like that. Shouldn't. Hopefully no one's too much of a precious snowflake that if I give a little tiny analysis like that, they're going to like lose their shit. Yeah, I would take Weird Al, Sarah, seriously. If I'm not joking, if Biden were to step down and Weird Al Yankovic would take his place, I would probably be for that. Yeah, I saw, hey, Brandon, yeah, I saw Biden keeps insisting he's not stepping down, but there's a lot of pressure. And again, it shouldn't be about his ego or anything. It should be what wins, really. That's what it should matter, right? It's a team thing. Who's going to win, not about the individual rock stars or anything like that. So anyway, Weird Al. I thought you said Weird. Oh, Weird AI. You did say Weird. I haven't seen Weird AI yet. I got to check that out. That sounds cool. John Joseph for president. Well, if we're throwing vegans out, hey, I'll step up. I'll be the world's first vegan president. I could do it, I think. No more baby boomers for president, says Joey. I don't even know if Biden's a boomer. And he's close to my mom's age, which makes him the generation older than that. I think, like, my mom is from the generation called the forgotten generation. Yeah, Joe might. What do you think, sir? He's not a boomer, right? He's probably a forgotten generation, right? Yeah, I think he's too old. I don't know where the cutoff is, but I didn't think my mom was right on the last year of it or something like that. Yeah, you haven't heard too much, Nikki, about Cory Booker. I mean, he was running 4 years ago. He got a lot of publicity then, but I haven't seen much of him in the spotlight lately, as far as like, beyond his senatorial duties. So yeah, it'd be surprising if he got brought up seriously, but I wouldn't be against it. Seems like a really bright man, and he's vegan, so got my vote. It's not the silent generation, is it, Fritz? I thought it's the forgotten generation. Someone go check our words here. Is it silent or forgotten? I'm pretty sure it's forgotten generation, but let me know. Maybe it is the silent generation. I forget these things, And Hey, Johnny, I saw you on earlier. I forgot to say hi to you, Johnny Bravo. Good to see you. You'll run for president. I don't think you're old enough, Johnny. Isn't there an age requirement? I thought you have to be at least 30 years old to be, to be able to run for president. Am I right or wrong there? And Johnny, you're not 30 yet, are you? I thought you're in your 20s. But time flies. Maybe you were in your 20s when I met you online, and you are 35. It is. Okay, you're definitely not able to run, Johnny Bravo. Jordan's here. Where's Jordan? I don't see Jordan. How come I'm not seeing? Let me look around here. Where the hell? Oh, there you are, Jordan. Hey, Jordan, Vegan USA 16. Angie and I were just thinking about you yesterday. We're having we had a poolside pizza, vegan pizza lunch at the Disneyland Hotel. The thing we wanted to take you to last year when you came out in the summer, but the kitchen had a fire or something that day or whatever, and they closed down, so we had to like shift gears really quickly. But we're just thinking about you, and yeah, I guess we realized you're probably not coming out this year for that TikTok YouTuber influencer convention that you were coming out for. Yeah, I agree with Sarah here. Graven, I'm glad you came back. I remember, yeah, Graven has been a long time channel viewer, then went away earlier in the year, and then came back. So we're glad to have you back, Graven babies. I really mean that. You didn't get a hi or hello? No, I said hello to you earlier when you said that you thought Florida didn't suck. I remember stating your opinion there. Sarah, how was last week? Any drama? Bob. Okay, yeah, Sarah was not here last week. You're in the middle of your travels. Bob didn't show up, at least in name. He could have been trolling as someone else. We did have this horrible housewife person. What was her name? It was like that. Remember, guys, what I'm saying? It was some kind of something housewife, and it could have been Bob. It had like a Bob kind of vibe. I don't think it was. So I'm just going to say, yeah, we had no Bob. It was kind of chill last week, except for that horrible housewife person. So yeah, you didn't miss too much. Sarah was pretty chill. It was fairly chill, except for the one person. Okay, Angie looked it up. Looks like Biden and Trump are both silent generation. Thanks for checking that. Yeah, Fritz says Trump is not a boomer. And Fu Manpu, speaking of Bob, Fu has the latest update on Bob. According to Fu Manpu, Bob is having hemorrhoid surgery, so we'll see if he shows up tonight. Speedy recovery, Bob. Okay, Johnny. Yeah, I didn't think you can run for president anytime soon, so 13 years. Okay. Yeah, Trump is very close to boomer, but yeah, both guys are from the silent generation. They're not even boomers, you know? So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's an idea that should be explored. You know, I don't see too many Americans. I don't care which side of the political spectrum you're on. I don't see too many Americans saying, "Yeah, we need these people that are older than boomers, these silent generation, 80-plus-year-old dudes running the country because they're so together." You know, I don't see too many people saying that. So again, I'm not age shame. I'm just saying it's an important job. You should have should be at the peak of your mental powers, you know, not at the tail end, because there's important crap happens, you know, world problems, wars, disasters, stuff like that, stuff you can't even imagine. So I think you need someone that's like firing on all cylinders. Let's see. Graven, this live reminds you to take your vitamin D and B12. Yeah, take it. Take our supplements, people. Whether you're vegan or not, most people wouldn't hurt them to take B12 because 40% of Americans should be taking a B12 supplement. Not 40% of vegans, just Americans. And vitamin D, yeah, if you're not getting tons of UV sunlight exposure year-round, you're probably low or a little low or close to being low in vitamin D. I'm not a doctor, just stuff I've picked up over the years. Farley's, your parents are boomers and kept the radical politics. Kept like they were always had radical politics. Like usually boomers, like they think of like the 60s, you know, all that kind of free love and peace and all that kind of thing, very left-leaning. That's kind of radical. And then now a lot of boomers, you kind of think they swung the opposite way. Is that what you're saying, Varlas? Again, I'm not trying to say anything bad. I'm just trying to paint what I see is like how the perception is. Uncle, watch the movie Wild Ones from the 60s. I think you mentioned that last week or something, or previously. Refresh us, Uncle. What is that? In the movie, they put people over 30 in internment camps. Oh, it sounds like an early predecessor to Logan's Run, right? When in Logan's Run, the 70s sci-fi movie, you have that little gem light on your hand thing, LED light, whatever, and when you turn 30, it starts flashing and you get zapped up and they zap you. You float up in the air and they start zapping you or something like that. Yeah, I remember that movie blew my mind when I was young. It's a pretty badass movie. I saw it again recently, like in the past 10 years or so, and yeah, it still seems like a good movie. So check out Logan's Run from the 70s. Fritz says, I'm a boomer from a conservative family. As I age, I became left-leaning. Interesting, because as Sarah points out, it seems a lot of people like boomers and my generation people, Gen Xers even, it's a saying, I don't know what the science actually says, but it's kind of a general wisdom thing that, as people get older, they tend to get more conservative. I'm the same. I don't think I've changed. Seriously, it's kind of weird to say I haven't changed. I like to think I grow and learn more and stuff, but nothing has really changed. I think I still see the world the same kind of views I had in my 20s as right now in my mid-50s. I can't ever see myself all of a sudden becoming hardcore conservative or something like that. I don't see how all of a sudden the way, at least the way that I'm not too political, the way the kinds of issues that are kind of central to conservatism now, I don't see how they relate to me. They don't resonate with me. Varley said Gen Xer and still radical left. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm radical. I just know I'm not right. I on the right. It doesn't mean automatically I'm on the left or something like that. It just means I've always considered myself an independent thinker. I don't need a political party to tell me what to think, like spoon feed the ideas into my brain or anything like that. I can think for myself, and it just so happens the way I think for myself leans a lot more towards one party than the other. I just don't relate to at all. So, again, I'm not here to bag on either party or anything. I'm just telling you how I see things. Amen, Ryan. I think Sarah's like that too. I think you've said that too. Diablo said, I like to use logic. I think I can think things through all right. I think I'm a decent thinker. I mean, that's one thing I'm okay at in life, I'm sure there's better thinkers out there than me. I'm not saying I'm the best, but I'm pretty good at it. And I trust my reasoning, my thinking, my critical thinking skills to sort through an issue better than some guy on CNN or pick your favorite or least favorite news show, whatever, or channel. Samuel, Proposition 25. No, it's not called that. What's it called? Unless they change the name. But yeah, it's like going back to it's like turning back all the progress of the 20th century back to the 18th century or something like that. It's like, wow. But let's just not shout out our favorite candidates, please. I think so. Yeah, it's Project 2025. I mean, if you have a favorite candidate, awesome. It's a free country. You can have that. But it's not I don't want this to be a forum for people just saying, hey, Biden 2025, Trump 25. Some guy got mad at last week because I said, hey, just don't do that. Because he kept saying RFK Jr. 2025. I said, no, we're not here to do that. He said, someone else said something. I said, yeah, it was AJ who's not here. AJ said, yeah, Biden were to step down, she would support Kamala. But he was going, but she was saying she supports Kamala. Yeah, under a certain circumstance. She wasn't just randomly blurting out like a bot her favorite candidate. She said if Biden were to, there was a lot of context there. So let's please not just blurt out our favorite candidates, please. This is not that kind of live stream. So if you're blurting out your favorite candidates, I'm just gonna hide them. I'm gonna be fair. I don't care if you blurt out my favorite candidate. We're just not gonna do that right now. So, Jordan, I'm an amazing thinker. Thank you, Jordan. I think I'm a pretty good thinker, a better than average thinker. Am I the best thinker in the world? Like I said, no, but I think I'm a decent thinker. I was trained in thinking. That's what I studied, philosophy. It teaches you how to think. I mean, a lot of subjects teach you how to think, but philosophy is very thinking oriented. Varley's, I share your fears as a Californian. What can I say? Sarah, your family is pretty cool when it comes to politics. They don't rant. It's nice. Awesome. Fu Man Poo, peace and freedom. Let's go commie. Yeah, that's when I first registered to vote back in the 1980s, I believe it was. Yeah, that's how old I am. I'm Gen X. Yeah, I signed up peace and freedom. And in fact, I left at peace and freedom for like a few decades. I just signed up peace and freedom because it was during the first Iraq war, the one during the George Bush Sr.'s presidency. I believe in peace. I believe in freedom. Sign me up. I'll be peace and freedom, even though I didn't know anything about them. Hey, vegan metalhead, the vegan metalhead. Thank you.
I love being vegan and going to vegan events. I went to one in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania Saturday. At least I can say my favorite NFL team there. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, I dug the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, they were the shit in the 70s. Yeah, awesome. And thanks for the first and hopefully not last super chat tip of the evening. Yes, these are the weekly cult dues. You know, as you guys, you are the vegan cult members, and I am the vegan cult leader. We need to donate to the leader. No, just kidding. If anyone's new, just turn on. This is a long-standing inside joke. Don't take any of this cult stuff seriously. We're just making fun of the idiots that say, "Oh, you vegans are in a cult." You know, it's just that kind of thing. Hey, Jordan, you're going, you gotta go. Well, thanks for just being here, just 5-10 minutes, whatever time you can spend here. Jordan, we love it. And we love you too, Jordan. You have a lot of compassion for animals, which I appreciate. I have tons of compassion, infinite compassion for the animals. Johnny, would I consider myself a pacifist? You know, that's such a broad category there. Does it mean, I don't even know what the definition means. Does it mean like no fighting under any circumstance or something like that? I don't think that's me, but in generally, yeah, I guess, a non-extreme pacifist, I don't want to have a definition, just define me in. I have no wiggle room or anything like that, but, Jordan, thank you for the weekly cult dues, Jordan. All hail cult leader Ryan. Thank you as your cult leader, Jordan. Thanks so much. But yeah, in general, I'm much I'm not into fighting or killing or stuff like that. You know, being Buddhist and being one of the most core tenets of Buddhism is having compassion for all sentient beings. So even your enemies you should have compassion for. You might not feel it in your heart at the time. You might be feeling your gut or some anger up here. But, I take my Buddhism seriously in that regard. I have compassion for animals and people. And even people I dislike. I don't want to fight them or anything like that. So hopefully I answered your question there, Johnny. All right, Vego Machine, if I vote, how come I can't be considered a pacifist? First of all, we got to define our definitions here. First of all, what do you mean? What is your definition of pacifist? And secondly, how does the simple act of exercising our most basic and essential democratic feature, i.e. voting, how does that automatically not make me a pacifist? Was that Graven? Wasn't one of the first Buddhists a warrior? Well, if we're talking about the historical Buddha, he was never a warrior. As far as I know, he never fought in war. His dad, I think, though, he was like he might have been a warrior leader or a minor king of some kind. But as far as historical Buddha goes, I don't remember anything ever of him having been like a killer, a fighter, a warrior class. He was in the princely class. He was raised. His dad intentionally raised Buddha, this baby and young Buddha, to be sheltered from all the horrors of the real world. Like, as the story goes, young Buddha never saw old people. He never saw suffering and all these things that are just like, bummers to us, are bummer things. His dad loved him so much, he shielded him from all this stuff, the story goes, so that the first time Buddha encountered and he saw an old dude, like, he asked his friend, like, Govinda, what is that over there? He goes, that is old, my dear prince. He goes, well, that happened to me. And Govinda looked sad and like, yeah, I hate to break it to you, brah, but we all will get old. And then he saw like someone, like a funeral pyre, like a body burning, and Siddhartha asked, like, well, that happened to me too? Like, he said, I'm sorry, my lord, it happens to all of us. And it just blew his mind, and that led him down the path to actually not just live a pampered life within the castle walls, sheltered from all the evils and sad bummer things of the world, and led him to become Buddha. But anyway, that's it. That's my ranting, or my my Buddha storytelling for the day. So anyway, let's see. Sam says, no, Buddha was a warrior and liked a lot of people. Maybe he was trained in the ways of warrior, but he was never allowed outside of the confines of his palace, his dad's palace. So he could have never gone to war. Yeah, being trained as a warrior, okay, I'll buy that, because that's something the princely class often does. But actually engaging in wars and like harming and killing people out, going out, leaving the palace even, those are off-limit things. So that could be, let's make that distinction. Being trained as a warrior and actually harming and killing people, fighting people. But let's not worry about that too much. It's not a big deal, anything. Fu Man Poo, you're stocking up on ammo for a little more. Hey, it's not a bad thing to be able to defend yourself from would-be bad people. It could be, someone on fentanyl, just regular burglars, or a crazy person who thinks they need to exercise their patriotic duty and kill people they think that are not their kind or something. Who knows? Sarah, I'm kind of with you. I wish I want to just never leave the palace. Yeah, that sounds like the best plan. But I'm glad Buddha left the palace so he could become Buddha, because he wasn't Buddha when he was in the palace. He was just Siddhartha. Yeah, Brahmin, the Brahmin class there, Fritz. If any of you guys understand what that is, it's like a higher class or something like that. I got that right? It's been a while for me. Sam, he became a pacifist because he became so aware of suffering. But still, have we established that Buddha actually was allowed outside the palace to be a warrior? Because I've not heard that before. And that would be a shock to me from everything I understand about the life of Buddha. Let's see. I can't pronounce your name there, Samson. Ryan lost you on the critique of Jeff Juices. He got a lot of shit wrong, and just because there isn't a study doesn't discredit state. Okay, well, just tell me, what shit did I get wrong? Be specific. Tell me something that I made a factual error. And if you can show me that I made a factual error, I'll issue an apology on my social media. I'll issue an apology right now. So let's be very specific. Tell me what I said and what was factually incorrect about what I said. All right, so I'll let you, I know you can't say this really quickly, so I'll be patient. I'll be looking for you, Sam, whatever. I mean, Sam, I'll just call you Samsung. All right, so I'll be looking for you, Samsung. Let me know what I got factually wrong. So, Fu, you apologize for that? Good, because I didn't see it, so. So, what else did I miss there? Oh, Sarah, out in Mendo. Yeah, it's just there's this awesome hotel there, the Stanford Inn. It's like all vegan, right? The whole menu's vegan. And is that like one of your favorite dishes there? They took the sea palm strudel off the menu. Sorry to hear about that. I want to go there sometime. I heard about that place before you told us about it. When you told us you were there, like, oh man, that's a place we've been wanting to check out. It's just so far from us from here. Like, it's a huge ass drive. Yeah, it's a luxury vegan resort. So yeah, getting a free plug for the Stafford Inn in Mendocino. Look them up. They have a nice website. It made me want to go there. So we're waiting for Samsung to come back and tell me how I done Jeff Juices wrong. It's your happy place, I bet. Luxury vegan resort in beautiful 60-degree, cloudy, overcast Mendo in California summer. Sounds like heaven. Yeah, I remember you worked there a couple summers back.
Thanks for the tip.
Hey, Johnny. Thanks for the super chat tip, Donnie. King. I can't pronounce the name as a word. He fought against a Persian. I've heard the name before. I just don't know how to pronounce it. I've heard it from history. He fought against a Persian army, and when he was around 60 years old, when he was one of the 2 kings of Sparta. Uncle, there's a vegetarian buffet at your house, like right now. If it's vegan, I'll head right over. All right, Samsung, I'm still waiting for you to tell me. Like, I feel bad if I done Jeff Juices wrong. So let me know what I got wrong. No, man, let's not talk about food right now, though, guys. I thought I was cool. Angie made me this big, beautiful burrito for late lunch, so I think I'm good. But we start thinking about food, my mind will start drifting. No, food should not get some Taco Bell. He usually doesn't agree with his derriere, right? Okay, I don't think Samsung's going to come back. I think just Samsung was probably offended that I said something that he or she didn't like about Fruitarianism, and that's it. I'm sure I said things that a lot of Fruitarians might not like, but I don't think I said anything that was factually wrong. I didn't have an axe to grind other than calling the guy out for telling people, hey, you got any illness, you got cancer, just drink this juice here. That's going to cure it, or you won't get it. You won't get these diseases because of my juice thing here. That's what I'm calling out. This medical advice that can harm people. And it's not based on anything other than just like carnivore-like anecdotal reports and just like propaganda, raw dogma that's been passed down from raw guru to raw guru. So anyway, if you don't like that, it's just how it works. I can't change reality for it. That's just how it works out. Fruitarianism in itself isn't whack. I mean, if someone just wants to, like I said at the beginning of the video yesterday, if Jeff or anyone just wants to eat fruit all day or juice peacefully and fast and all that, totally cool. I'm not going to make a video. I don't care. You do what you want. As long as you're not harming animals, I'm cool with it. But when you start giving dangerous medical advice as a non-medical, non-health professional, and advice that could be really harmful to people, and your advice is based on nothing other than stuff you heard from Doug Graham and other raw gurus, I might respond. Sarah loves all food as long as it's vegan and not eggplant. I forgot. Yeah, we were shocked how you're kind of anti-eggplant. I mean, I'm not an eggplant like freak or anything like that. I mean, I don't go, ooh, let's go buy eggplant at the market. But when it's in certain dishes, I go, ooh, this is pretty rad. Yeah, fruitarian for a day, Uncle, for sure. That's totally cool. But yeah, there's no reason to be a fruitarian for your whole freaking life. There's no reason to like give up all cooked food for the rest of your life. You're not going to get anything out of it. Someone on the live stream, yesterday when we live premiered the Jeff Juice's response video, some raw guy, I assume, said, raw is best. I go, how is raw best for the animals? Please explain that to me. Yeah, Johnny, I'm with you too. If I were stuck on a desert island, there's nothing there but a bunch of fruit, no other food sources, yeah, I'd willfully and happily, gratefully be a fruitarian until the day I get rescued. Assuming I didn't deplete all the fruit resources before then. But yeah, I would totally, if it was a survival situation. So I'm not against it. I don't think you're going to die or anything, but it's the baggage that comes along with the dogma, how the cooked food is poison, the mucoid plaque, you're going to die because you ate a steamed broccoli. This is crap like that. How it reverses and cures every disease known to man. That's the bad part about it. But yeah, eating fruit is cool. I eat fruit all the time. I had a huge smoothie today after I got back from the gym. Oh, a crunchy sesame seaweed snack. Yeah, we get stuff like that. Like, yeah, there's like ones we get, like they're usually Asian products or something like that. There's iodine in it. But yeah, we just had something like that the other day. Hey, Joyce's voice. How's it going, Joyce? Good to see you. Yeah, Fritz, I'm like you. I like a variety of plant food. I like fruit. I like other plants too, just not fruit only. Freely has started doing reaction videos to my 600-pound life. Oh my god, that sounds like it's gonna be a train wreck. Who is my 600-pound life? And whoever it would be, by definition, is someone who is extremely, just morbidly obese. So Freely's gonna attack this unfortunately unhealthy, overweight person. Like, wow, that's kind of it's just kind of like cringe a little bit there. Just the person's got enough problems. They don't need a fruitarian give them shit for their the horrible situation that they find themselves in. That's not going to make things any better for them. I don't think this 600-pound person is going to watch a video of a fruitarian ripping into him or her and it's all of a sudden, hey, this person's right. I'm just going to eat fruit all day, and it's not going to be like that. Because I've already imagined the reaction video not being one of compassion and kindness. If it is, I'll take back everything I just said there. But I'm pretty sure it isn't, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Giovanni, did I see are you talking about the guy who I banned from my channel? His new ex-vegan video, it's very weird. No, I didn't see it. I don't watch, if that's who I'm thinking of, I don't watch his content. But do share, why is his ex-vegan video weird? In what sense weird? Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill, I think I saw you earlier and I didn't say hi, so my bad. Hello, Bill. Thanks for coming. Just remember that anything with seeds is a fruit. That's the definition, right? So cucumbers, peppers, tomatoes, of course. I think even cashews are fruits. Yeah, strange. I mean, not strange, but that's really it. They have fruits have seeds in them. That's how they propagate. That's the essence of a fruit, strangely. Okay, the 600-pound person. His name is actually Ferdy Beck. All right, cool. Is that a male, I assume? Graven, yeah. Animals love fruit, we see it all the time. We leave fruit out for the outdoor critters. Bodhi and Jojo are always trying to eat our food all the time, our plant food. Okay, Varley says her reactions are muted, but she gets some jabs in. Okay, I mean, hopefully the jabs aren't too deep and painful. Like I said, if they are, it probably will end up being a counterproductive reaction. Usually people don't respond well when they're being attacked, so if the jabs are light, maybe the person can deal with that. Giovanni, he went off on spiritual nonsense on grounding. Wait, Giovanni, wait, to make sure we're all, wait, are you talking about the 600-pound person? Or are you talking about the guy, the vegan YouTuber male guy, the tough guy that I banned? Let me know who's talking about spiritual nonsense and grounding. You got my curiosity now, hardcore. Good point, Uncle. Yeah, if tomatoes are a fruit, which they are, then is ketchup a smoothie? Yeah, it is by definition, huh? Was that Bob? Who? Where's Bob at? Is Bob masquerading as someone here? Let's see, Heidi. So we're talking about the 600-pound person. The diet this doctor recommends is 1,200 calories, low carb, high protein. That's just kind of weird. If someone is that overweight, I don't think they're going to be able to cut back from, say, like 4,000 calories a day to 1,200. It seems like you would want to gradually reduce it down. Okay, so Samsung is back to tell me what's wrong. What is wrong with Jeff Juice saying that if the body is healthy, there's no chance of cancer? Well, that's an opinion. Where is the proof for that? How do you or anyone know that if the body is healthy, you can't have cancer? Like, I could just make up something stupid too. If I wear this thing on my head, I can't get cancer. Prove me wrong. If I wear this thing on my head, it's impossible to get cancer because this thing has some properties. And like, how do you know? Where is the fact of the matter that, and what does it mean if the body is healthy? Do you know that the word healthy is ambiguous? Like, what does he mean by healthy? His definition of healthy might be different, say, than my doctor's definition of healthy, might be different than my definitions of healthy, might be different from other people's definitions. So do you see how that makes no sense? There's no such precise meaning of the word healthy to begin with. That for starters there, what are we talking about? What do we mean by healthy? And once that's defined, how do we know that's even true? Where is the fact of the matter that if someone is healthy or doing whatever Jeff says is healthy, how do we know? Do you know what knowledge means? Something we know, not something we wonder. Jeff could say, I'm pretty sure I have a hypothesis that if someone is doing my juicing fruitarian lifestyle that they can't get cancer. I'm pretty sure about that. That's my hypothesis. Well, that's what separates science from guys on the internet just saying whatever they want. Scientists say, I have a hypothesis. I really think if you're doing a lot of fruit and fasting, you can't get cancer. So what scientists do, instead of going on YouTube and TikTok and telling the whole world, yeah, if you do a bunch of fruit and fasting, you can't get cancer, the scientists would actually do some studies and research to see if that hypothesis were true or not. That's the huge difference there, Samsung. What's this stress? How can cancer exist? Well, how many? Yeah, Graven is letting you know you're on some shaky, thin ice and ground here. Cancer took away one of our longtime channel members' moms here. My dad had some cancers too, just another health problem. So you're on some shaky ground here. So you're like a cancer denier. But what are you saying? So let's define health as he's probably mentioned in his video. So well, yeah, what is a health? He says if you're healthy, if your body's healthy, tell me, Samsung. Let's just now see. We have to speculate because Jeff was not being clear. That's the unfortunate part. Now we have to think for him. We have to put the thought out there that he left incomplete there. So I'll let you do it. What do you think Jeff means by if you have a healthy body, and how do we know that this healthy body of his can't get cancer? So you see, you have no proof of that. You're just believing something because you want to. Are you a fruitarian, Samsung? Because I believe you're just you're biased here. You want to believe the claims of fruitarians because they sound good and they make you feel good and hopeful about this crazy, unpredictable world we live in. The fruitarians give you this dogma, this whole belief system that's very concise and compact, and it makes sense of this crazy world, but their belief system is based on just nonsense. There's no science to prove pretty much any claim that fruitarians make. Yeah, what does stress have to do with lung cancer? You're just pseudoscience. Why should we even take you seriously here? I mean, you're just throwing more nonsense out. You're coming here to stick up for a pseudoscience misinformation spreader, and you yourself are supporting him by bringing up your own pseudoscience and misinformation. Do you see what's going on? I'm not calling you out and saying you're a bad person. I'm just trying to make you aware of what's really happening here. You're just putting out more nonsense. It doesn't work here. You have to give us some actual evidence-based information. And just because you believe something in your heart with all your soul and being, we don't give a crap. That has nothing to do with the truth status of any claim. Yeah, kids get cancer too, Graven. So it's all only stress. That's the only way you get cancer is if you have stress. Well, half of America is totally stressed out. They should all have cancer then. But anyway, yeah, Allie. Hey, Allie, good to see you. Yeah, and there's more than just exposures. I'm stress is how Allie brings out. What about toxins that come from the environment, genetic factors? And say we see people here with lung cancer. Vegan Metalhead knows a guy who smokes and has lung cancer now. And Varlas, my dad has terminal lung cancer. Wow, really sorry to hear that. Surely nothing to do with him smoking 60 cigarettes a day. It's a stress, right? Yeah, and stress, probably does play some kind of role, but in and of itself, there's other factors that can cause cancer, because the Samsung Fruitarian person here seems to be claiming stress and only stress. That's the only way you can get cancer. Smoking 60 cigarettes a day, living next to a asbestos factory, none of that stuff matters. Just stress, that's all it takes. That's the only factor that can do anything that would cause cancer. Yeah, Graven, the freaking sun can cause cancer, skin cancers. This is just so nonsense. So, Samsung, you better come back with something better, because you're getting your ass handed to you. You're just getting laughed out of the live stream. You're just throwing nonsense at us, and we don't put up with this here. We'll let you know when you're being pseudo-scientific, conspiracy theory. This doesn't work here. Oh, Uncle, if smoking cigarettes calms your stress, then let's think through that. No, just kidding. And Graven points out, yeah, non-smokers get lung cancer too. Yeah, good points there, Bill, about epigenetics. None of us here are really experts in this field and really shouldn't be speaking about it, but we know nonsense when we see it. Yeah, Johnny, I'm sorry to hear that your grandmother had breast cancer, but according to this Fruitarian, your grandmother was stressed. Okay, Samsung. Okay, if I misunderstood you, I apologize there. So please tell me, though, how do you know, as a matter of fact, not as an opinion or a hope or a wish, how do you know as a matter of absolute certainty that if you have a healthy body, it's impossible to get cancer? So please explain this to me. Maybe you understand Jeff Juices better than I do. So humor us. Tell us how you know, and you and Jeff know, as a matter of fact, that a healthy body cannot get cancer. It's 100% slam dunk. So please enlighten us, all right? Mr. Samsung or Miss Samsung. Travis, you're a former drinker and smoker. Never thought you'd get to say that. Awesome. Good for you, Travis. Uncle, time for the poop wall. Well, as soon as we see Samsung's response, if any, to my claim, just show me the proof. Show me how you know for a matter of fact that it's impossible, 100% impossible to get cancer if you have a healthy body. Just show me what you got. Show me the evidence. I'm waiting. I'd love to see this, Samsung. Sarah, wow, you're 100% alcohol free? Because, yeah, as you guys know, I'll have some sometimes. Like, like to celebrate a nice occasion, birthday, a change of season. Oops, I hit my mic real hard there. Anyway. Ali, I was kind of saying that earlier. I'm not sure if that's what you're referring to, but Ali Brown says, yeah, people feel more secure if they think they have control of terminal diseases. And that's the thing, I'd tell you about this belief system that Fruitarianism sells. They have this belief system that says exactly that. Hey, if you do what we're saying here, you're not going to get cancer. It's impossible. Or if you have cancer, do what we're saying here. This is the belief system, and your cancer will reverse itself. Guaranteed. The oncologists are stupid. We have it figured out as fruit people here. So, yeah, it makes people feel better. Like I said, in this really scary, unpredictable world, that they feel like there's order. If you believe in all this package of non-evidence-based crap. If you can buy the crap, the world seems to make a certain kind of sense and there's a logic to it, but it all falls apart because that whole house is built on nonsense. It's not evidence-based. Yeah, Bill, the illusion, and I like that word there, the illusion, Bill, that juicing cures everything is as absurd as the illusion that cancer cannot grow or form in an alkaline body. Hey, Peter, you're here. Awesome. Hey, late is not ever a problem here. Awesome, Graven. You don't smoke or drink? Good for you. I never smoke nicotine. Never. It disgusts me. I'll smoke some weed sometimes. And yeah, I tell you, I drink on special occasions. You know, it's not a common, it's not like a weekly thing or anything like that. That's good, Sarah. A friend of yours that has terminal prostate cancer has seen his tumors shrink after adopting a whole food plant-based diet. Awesome. Yeah, June, I don't mind a little margarita now and then, you know, or a little mojito, or just some kind of tropically fruit drink in the sun. You know, that's just really nice. It's a little pleasure in life. Good for you guys. Alcohol-free, caffeine-free, awesome. I'm pretty close to that, yeah. But Angie got me into coffee last year, so I like to get go my little walks with her to our local breweries and get me a little half calf. Yeah, Ali, picking up on that thread of thought that you started or picked up from mine a little bit earlier. Yeah, just get comfortable with uncertainty. There's a lot of uncertainty in this world and in life, tons of it. Just get comfortable with that and feeling insecure and do your best to be healthy. Jim Morrison, no one gets out of here alive, Bill. Vegan Metalhead is a caffeine addict. Whoa. Let's see, I don't know who this is. I thought you were trying to abbreviate someone earlier that I banned. Vegains? I've never heard of this person. No, I don't know who he is. He is no longer vegan. Ryan could do a video on his reasons, but have to watch a couple long videos to get his reasons. Well, if it's a couple long videos, I don't have time for that. I like it when people make a nice 10, 20-minute video about why they're no longer vegan. I have time to watch multiple long videos. If he made one edit of it, of one concise video, why I'm no longer vegan, that'd be awesome. All right, here we go. Samsung finally gave us the explanation about why it's impossible, to get cancer, according to Fruitarian ideology. So let's put it up here. I'm not even going to read it yet. Here's our rules of the live stream. Just basically says be civil. Don't be an a-hole. I'm not saying anyone's violating them right now. I'm just pointing that out. That's what we expect here. Just don't be a jerk. So anyway, let's get to the rules here. So if a person is healthy and away from healthful, ridding lifestyles, what does that mean? And toxins and emotional states that prevent optimal, would that not promote reduce to no cancer rates? You think this is I don't even know what you're saying here. If a person is healthy and away from healthful, ridding life, like, what is a healthful, ridding lifestyle? And toxins and emotional states that prevent optimal? So you're saying this is the reason why you believe Jeff Juices is right, because of some idea of this sort? Is that what you're saying? You believe this? This is why you believe it, even though there's no science whatsoever to support anything of this. It's because this is the reason here. So make that clear. Yeah, what are you talking about, Willis? Huh? Wow, Travis, fruits that can cause disease. Optimal health. Okay, I'll try to get that in there. Optimal I don't know if that's gonna make too much of a difference here, but I will get the optimal part in, the optimal health part. I'll add that in. All right, see if it makes any sense with the addition of the word health. If a person is healthy and away from healthful, ridding lifestyles and toxins and emotional states. So you're saying emotional states even. If you have a toxic emotional state, that would make you have cancer. Do you have any science to show me that if I have a toxic mental state, it increases my risk of cancer? And if I rid myself of my previously toxic mental state and do these other things here, and toxins, well, I mean, yeah, toxins are involved with some cancers for sure. Toxins like, say, like lung cancer, but I'm not an oncologist, and then you're not either. I'm sure there's cancers that don't have anything to do with like exposures to toxins. There's genetic predispositions, I thought. But anyway, okay, well, thanks for sharing this, Samsung. I appreciate you doing that because I asked you to do that, and I thank you for that. But this is just your belief here. This is not like a slam dunk. You're just saying you believe this to be true. See, this I'm saying that just separates you guys, you fruitarian people, from science. A scientist would say, I wonder if a person is healthy and staying away from toxins and emotional states that prevent optimal health. I wonder if that would make them unable to get cancer. That's what a scientist would test for. But they would say, yeah, I think I'm just going to come out and assume this to be true before we have any evidence to support any of this. That's the difference here. If you had some evidence to support this is an interesting hypothesis. I'll give you that for sure, Samsung. It's a fascinating hypothesis. I don't think it's true because I don't see how that would work, but nice if you want to believe that, even though there's really no evidence beyond like raw propaganda and anecdotal stories, perhaps. That's your standard of evidence. Like I said yesterday's video, just believing just anything anyone says on an internet post or video. Cool, good for you. I'm sure healthy people with positive mental states that don't live next to an asbestos factory and smoke get cancer, is my point here. Yeah, and Allie, how do you stay away from toxins? I mean, even if you live out in the tropics like most fruitarians do, or at least want to do, they might not be able to afford it or whatever, you're still going to inhale smoke. I mean, a pollution from like transportation, cars go down your street, whatever. There's gonna be toxins. You have a toxin-free lifestyle. So it's like a moot point. Like you'll say, oh, what's the toxins? Well, everyone's got toxins in their environment. Unless you live out in the middle of a jungle or something like that, you're probably gonna be exposed to some toxins on a regular basis. Let's see, Taos. Hey, Taos. According to a 2019 article, cancer is one of the several non-communicable diseases that are prevalent among Thai Buddhist monks. Interesting. Okay, Carl's responding to Samsung. One of the problems with cancer is that it usually takes 20 or more years from like exposure to a toxin, like say in Steve Jobs' case, it could have been lead when he was like in his teens or 20s and he died in his 50s, until it gets large enough to have effects and eventually maybe even kill you. Okay, so Samsung's saying the only thing genetic about cancer that you state is bad habits family members share. How is it a lot of immigrants had no family history of cancer before migrating to the USA? It sounds like you're an expert on like epidemiology or something like that. If so, please show me. Instead of saying these hypothetical things, please just show me your evidence that cancer is what you say here. It's a result of not having optimal health. Let's talk about optimal health, Samsung. Please tell me what optimal health is. I'd love to hear what optimal health is and how to achieve optimal health. Please share this with us. I'm always fascinated by people who believe they know what optimal health is and how to obtain it. Bill says, air, water, soil, diet, where you live, stress, pesticides, herbicides, GMOs, chemicals, food dyes, clothing material, bedding materials, genetics. We will never be able to pin it down. And therefore, this is like a moot point here. I mean, we're always going to have toxins, genetic predispositions, and bad luck. Yeah, and some people don't get cancer from bad habits, Uncle. Yeah, you've always heard the stories about, hey, my grandma smoked 100 cigarettes a day for 80 years and she lived to be 100, So, that doesn't mean that if you bombard your body with toxins, you're necessarily going to get cancer. So far, Samsung, you have to admit, you've not really shown me anything to dissuade me from what I said yesterday, that Jeff is just making shit up, or at least repeating shit he heard from other people. There's no evidence to support this. All there is this speculation that you brought here, which is an interesting hypothesis. But this in itself is not evidence. So, I don't know what more to say to you there, Samsung, but we're not going to even discuss this anymore because you brought a hypothesis to try to prove a hypothesis. But anyway, please tell me what optimal health is and how to achieve it. I really want to hear that one. Hey, VLAM. Yeah, trying to make your life goal to avoid cancer is a bit extreme. Unless maybe you have some extreme crazy genetics, like everyone in your family's getting cancer, then maybe you should try super hard. But barring that bizarre situation, yeah, 100% VLAM, 100% agree. Yeah, Peter, it's not 100%, but we're talking about healthy living and reduced risk of cancer. Yeah, they have very low rates of cancers in some of the blue zones, but it's not 100% as Jeff Juice's claims. That's what I'm saying. Jeff Juice is saying it's impossible for him to get cancer. Effing bullshit. You don't know that, and no doctor would ever agree with that statement. He's just lying, completely just... anyway. Graven says you've been using Korean sunscreen. Love it. Feels like lotion. Isn't greasy. Angie has some lotion sunscreen. Not Korean though, but share it with us because we love all things Korean. Graven, let us know. Like, did you get it on Amazon? Like, what brand or something? If you don't mind sharing that with us, because I'd like to check it out. Fu Manpu, you were banned from a redneck auto repair channel for an LGBTQ plus BBQ joke. Really? Wow. Now they're homophobic. I would say it sounds like Precious Snowflakes. So anyway, that was enough to like trigger them. Nah, if you're homophobic, I guess you won't like that kind of talk. Yeah, also, Peter, yeah, they have really low rates of cancer in most of the blue zones. And guess what? They also just don't drink juice and fast as their means of obtaining optimal health or something like that. But yeah, come on, Samsung, come on back and tell us what optimal health is and how to get it and how you know this. Metalhead, you got blocked on Twitter once calling out a guy's morgue, like a person has a morgue. That's weird in many ways, that whole story there. Yeah, Carl, talking to Samsung, and I agree with Carl here. I'm going to read Carl's statement here verbatim. For what it is worth, I think a raw diet can be extremely healthy if done right, but it's hard to do. I eat a lot of raw, but I also eat a lot of cooked. And there's no reason not to eat both. There's no reason why it has to be one or the other. Just eat them both. I mean, we're vegan. That's why we're here. We're not here to have optimal health or blah, blah, blah. We're here because we're vegan. Just eat plants, uncooked and cooked plants. Yeah, Peter, I saw the people at the convention. I didn't watch. I saw photographs of people wearing the bandage on their ear. It's like weird. Okay, if that makes you feel good, cool. Oh boy. Let's see. Let's see. I'm looking for the sunscreen talk there. Okay, I'm not seeing it there. Wow, Bill, you tried raw a long time ago too? Awesome. Yeah, your cooking couldn't sustain it, huh? Yeah, there's no reason to be raw. Are you with us, Samsung? I'm going to say it. Tell me what you think about this statement, Samsung. There is absolutely no reason to be 100% raw. Are you with us, Samsung? Let me know what you think about that. There's nothing to be gained. Eating cooked food, is not going to kill you. Steaming your broccoli is not going to take a second off your life. Eating some steamed potatoes isn't going to take a minute off your life. There's no studies that suggest cooking your legumes, because you can't eat them raw. Eating legumes is going to shorten your life. In fact, study after study shows that eating legumes is associated with living longer. So if you're afraid of cooked food and you think you're going to live a long time while you're doing it backwards because you're you're unintentionally giving up foods that are associated with longevity. Bob, okay, are you here just to do the Bob Hill thing here? Extremism is very sad. What are you talking about? What is this in reference to? And Bob, please don't do your thing where you try to come be the main character or anything like that and be contrarian and say things that are intentionally provocative to make the focus on you. But I'll bite. What the hell are you talking about? Extremism is very sad. Are you talking about like fruitarians or what? And if so, how is it sad? If they're just peacefully eating fruit at home, not causing any trouble, how is that sad? It's sad when they go on social media and spread bullshit lies about, I'm eating only fruit and I could never get cancer because of no studies or science whatsoever. So what are you referring to? Are you a bot, Bob? Like, what did that? Your comment should be in context with something that we're talking about. You just came in and said all forms of extremism are sad. Like, how is that relevant to what we're talking about here? So tell us, Bob, what are you referring to when you say extremism is very sad? Are you trying to provoke us into some bullshit? Yeah, Fritz, cooking food actually makes many foods actually more bioavailable. Case in point, legumes. You can't eat them raw. It's all the nutrients are they're bioavailable. They're not bioavailable. You cook it, the nutrients are bioavailable. Carnivores or fruitarian raw, like, how is it sad? You said it's very sad. How is being a fruitarian or raw sad? Why? I mean, you know me, I'm not one to promote raw or fruitarian diets, but if someone's doing it because it's their choice and it makes them feel good, who the hell are you, Bob, to say it's sad that this person intentionally chose to eat fruits or raw food and they're doing fine and they're not spreading a bunch of propaganda BS? Why is that sad? Like I said in my intro yesterday about Jeff's juice, if he were just peacefully juicing away and fasting, doing his thing, I don't care. He do what he want. How is that sad though? I never said, but it's sad. Tell us, Bob, how is it sad that a person is just peacefully juicing away, doing their thing? Why? Who are you? Who the hell are you, Bob, to like tell people what they can or can't do? Oh, I forgot. You like fascism. I forgot about that. My bad. We'll let him have this one. He just came in out of the blue, an hour into the live stream, and just blurted that out. And I just want to hold him to it. Just your feelings? Well, Bob, we don't care. All right, if you're just gonna come here and shit on people for no reason, don't do it. Okay, this is a safe place. We might have some fruitarians here right now, and I want fruitarians to know I don't dislike you guys. I dislike the ones who spread misinformation, dangerous medical advice based on no science that can kill people. But this is a safe place, so please just don't come here and give us your bigoted opinion against fruitarians who are just peacefully being fruitarians and not causing any harm. Got it? Yeah, you defecated on fruitarians. You said it's sad. It's sad that it's not sad. If someone's doing it, it's their right to do it. If you think it's sad, that's you're projecting your own bigoted views out there, Bob. So anyway, Bob, we're moving on. I'm not going to. Don't care. And Peter, keep him on a short leash. Okay, I'm just not in the mood tonight. I know he's all amped up. He probably saw every minute of the RNC this week and he's feeling so powerful. So just know, we're not going to go down the Bob the main character show tonight. Peter, it's sad to you that they're missing out on cooked food. Well, the thing is, if they want to do it and it makes them happy and it's working for them, totally cool. I know people have been doing raw long term. It's pretty rare. Most people I know that do raw are actually eating meat like a few years later. It doesn't work out for most people. But I know a few that have made it work for them and they're happy doing it. And I wish them the best. Like John Kohler, love the guy. Seems like a really nice guy. I've had him on the show once before. We kind of had a little friendly debate about raw versus non-raw. Totally cool. I totally respect him. And I don't think his life is sad. I don't feel sorry for him. I think he's a cool guy. He's doing it works for him. He's healthy, he's fine. And to say it's sad, it's just your own prejudiced, bigoted point of view. Cool. Good for John Kohler if he eats some cooked food now, but he wasn't eating cooked food for a long time, like a decade or two or something like that. So if he's eating now, great for him. But even before introducing cooked food back in his diet, I didn't think he was sad and whatevs. Wow, Bill, when you first started raw, you ate 1 pound of cashews a day? Wow, I don't know any raw person, like influencer or guru, that recommends that. That's pretty wild. How'd you feel? Farley said, Freely now calls herself a fruit-based nutritionist. I asked where she got that qualification. You got shadow banned? I'm sorry to hear that. Hey, Mary, first time here. Thank you so much for all of you for your kindness in this safe space. And like I said, this is a safe space. I want to make sure that no one is like being negative towards people who might have different beliefs from them, be it political beliefs or beliefs about diet. We are all friendly here until someone breaks some of these simple rules here of not being civil, basically. Sarah, you're not a happiness chaser. F that. Who's a happiness chaser? Am I missing some context here? You don't want to be happy. You want to be content. I mean, happiness is cool. But it's not like I'm gearing everything up in my life to like be eternally happy, because I know that's not how life is or anything like that. So anyway, I think I get your what you're saying there. Now, Saladino will never be vegan again. He just makes too much money as the carnivore MD. His whole brand, his income. I don't think he's like practices medicine anymore, does he? He just does all this stuff online, just like any uneducated influencer, but he's super educated. I don't think he's going back. I mean, he's locked into this. Unlike me, like I said, I don't, this is not my primary source of income. So I don't care how many views. I'm not chasing views. I'm not trying to say things to be shocking and provocative. Hey, look at me. Look how crazy I am. Look what I'm doing. I'm just giving you my takes on things. in a very peaceful, rational way. That's not the kind of thing that YouTube algorithm or any social media algorithm typically like rewards or anything like that. So I can be honest. I can be completely honest about everything I talk about here. I'm not doing things for clicks and views and money and all that. I mean, it's great to have all that, but like I said, this is not my primary source of income or anything like that. So I can I don't see him pivoting, is what I'm saying. Jalen, you like raw because it's hydrating.
I only like raw because it's hydrating.
Yeah. Raw fruits, typically quite hydrating. Unless we're talking about dates or something like that. But yeah, typically hydrating. You just drink water too. Nothing wrong with that. Bob, you don't have to believe in morality to be vegan. Let's look at the definition. It doesn't say anything about moral or immoral. It's just a way of living which seeks to exclude. Repeat it here with me, Bob. You should know this. You've heard it a million times now. It's a way of living seeks to exclude as far as possible and practical all forms of cruelty and exploitation of animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. It's not prescribing morality. It's not outlining what is a moral action. It's not a moral theory. It's just telling you what veganism is. All it takes is this. We don't even need to bring the abstract concepts of morality up when discussing veganism. I knew what happens to animals in order to get them from where they're alive to dead on my plate. I go, why am I participating in that? Why do I want to see an animal get killed? Where is the morality? I just me being a compassionate human fucking being, not wanting to have an animal get killed. Why do we even have to bring up morality in the first? I mean, we can add it on later, but you don't have to. I didn't think about morality when I first went vegan. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking about animals' lives. I love animals. I don't want them to have to be exploited and killed in order for me to have meals every day. So I'm going to eat plants instead. So why do you even have to get all tangled up with moral theories or anything like that? Like I said, if you want to add moral theories on top of a basic vegan belief of, something like this, feel free, but you don't have to have the abstract intellectual idea of morality to understand that seeing an animal get shot in the brain and bled out so you can have a hamburger is fucking wrong. I mean, I'm sorry for all the F-bombs, but I don't know how much more simple it has to be. You don't have to have a moral theory. You just see that, it's like, it's horrible when you can just eat plants instead. Like, why when an animal's get a brain shot out when I can just eat plants? Bob, this is what veganism is. Once again, it's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. It's not right to have an animal's life be nothing but pure exploitation and then slaughter when you could just eat like plants instead. So why do you have to get all caught up in the morality of that, Bob? I mean, you either believe animal cruelty and exploitation are okay, they're totally fine and normal and it's beautiful and great, or you believe they're wrong. And vegans are on that second latter side there. Parth, I'm not saying it's not linked to ethics. I'm saying you don't have to link it to ethics. You can if you want. I'm trying to speak to say Jordan, who's like 13, or is he 14 years old now? Maybe he's 15. I forgot. I should scroll back up. Well, he left a tip earlier. He's 16 now. He went vegan when he was I think 13. I'm sure he never studied moral philosophy or ethics or anything like that. In his 13-year-old mind, he knew everything he needed to know to understand that killing animals is wrong. You just can eat plants instead. He didn't have to understand moral theories and ethics. It's just so elementary. Why are you killing animals for? It's horrible. Just eat plants. I'm saying veganism at its core is such a simple idea very young people can understand all they need to know. And if you're in college and older and you want to add moral thoughts onto it, totally cool. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm an educated person myself in philosophy, but I'm saying it's not necessary. The basic idea of veganism is just understanding that animal cruelty and exploitation are horrible and awful, and just eat plants instead. It's simple, so simple. Yeah, good activism there, Fritz. Absolutely. Howling Moon Cinemas at Bob, but listen to what Ryan is saying. He's making a strong point. Yeah, veganism is so simple that a 13-year-old boy who's never understood or studied ethics or moral philosophy can understand everything about the essence of veganism. It's so simple. Like I said, if you're more educated, more intellectual, you want to add some moral thinking onto it, go for it, but you don't need to. Yeah, Carl, most young people, like say Jordan, when he first went vegan at age 13, if I have told how their food gets on their plates, most would turn vegan in a moment. Carnism is the action that requires disassociation. The disassociation of the reality, what happens to the animals that become the stuff on your plate. Yeah, Bill, thanks for calling him out. I'm not even reading Blob's bullcrap, but thank you for, I know, because I've seen it 100 times. Bill says, at Bob, you use all these standards you hold people to by judging vegans who you feel hold others to as an excuse. There's always an excuse with Bob. Always an excuse to never go vegan and come here to troll vegans with no real interest in veganism. Thanks for calling him out, because that's pretty much how I see it too, after having to experience Bob for a year and a half or whatever. That's pretty much it. There's always some excuse, something like that. So yeah, you use all these standards you hold people to by judging vegans who you feel hold others to as an excuse to never go vegan and come here to troll vegans with no real interest in veganism. Leon, we're trying to go for the stranded on a desert island thing, right? Is that what you're talking about there? Yeah, because that always happens. When you're a vegan, you always have to get into these hypothetical thought experiments that involve us being stranded on desert islands, because that happens like all the fucking time, right? Sarah, yeah, I would be on the same side of that wager as well. Just not saying that to be mean. I'm just thinking, yeah, I would if I were a gambling man, I would put my money on that one too. Yeah, good point, Graven. If I was stranded on a desert island, I probably wouldn't be there by myself. I would probably be on a plane that crashed with other people. Yeah, just eat my dead, non-surviving humans, right? They're dead. They're not going anywhere. Eat them if there's nothing else. Yeah, Bill and Bob, you wouldn't need to be here for almost 2 years to do that. Exactly. I love Bill, man. Thank you, Bill, for being so just calling out bullshit. That's it. You have a very strong bullshit detector, and you're using it. All right, thanks for the offer there, Peter. I'll let you know when I'm sick and tired of it, Bob. Yeah, let's just move on, okay? Let's not. I told you not to do it, where you try to become the main character and all that crap. So just don't do it. Yeah, just don't. All right, Bob. I'll put you in timeout for a couple minutes. All right, so Leon, lol, you're a vegan, and of course, you know it happens all the time. Yeah, anytime you're vegan, I don't know why it only happens to vegans. Only vegans have to deal with what would happen if you crashed in a plane on a desert island? That's something that just seems to happen to vegans all the time. I wonder, has that even ever happened to a vegan, like once ever? Like crash on a desert island or stranded in the middle of a forest or whatever, a jungle? It just seems like that happens to vegans quite often. I just timed out Bob. I just told him not to do it, not to do the thing where he comes here and intentionally says things that are intentionally provocative to get a reaction, to become the main character. He did it, so I timed him out because I told him not to do it. Wow, the Olympics are next Friday? Wow, I had no idea. I knew they were coming soon, but it makes sense if there's going to be a Summer Olympics. They better get it going, right? Yeah, Jesse. Hey, Jesse, you want to go to this island, right? This desert island that all vegans eventually find themselves on one at a time. Carl, I thought about, in all honesty, the desert island thing, I've thought about this a lot. I really think my instinct to survive and get home would override veganism, but I don't know for sure. I've never been in such a situation, so I can't tell you. I don't know. I'm just speculating because, as far as possible and practicable. So if dying is an outcome, we're not talking possible and practicable anymore. It's like veganism isn't asking you to die. It's not a death cult. So, if anything, I'd start at the bottom of the non-plant food chain, look for like bivalves or something like that. Like you see that on Survivor. Like they rarely catch fish and stuff, but they eat clammy bivalve stuff like every day. I think it's pretty easy to go out and get bivalve stuff and live a long time. If that's what I got to do, I got to do. But like I said, I've never been in a survival situation, so it's so easy to sit here. I could pretend I'm some tough alpha male. I'm so tough. If I were vegan, I know 100% I would never eat even a bivalve. Because I don't know. I'm not going to lie to you. I probably would eat a bivalve if it meant not dying. And getting home to Angie. That'd be quite. I don't want to die for veganism. I'll eat a bivalve so I can come home and get back to my life with my wife and everything I do here. Yeah, desert island or deserted island does sound quite nice sometimes, huh, Allie? Nikki, you were just asked yesterday why you enjoy eating birdseed. I'd say, oh, really? Please tell me more about this birdseed that vegans eat. I'll show you all the great, healthy array of plant foods that I eat, and strangely, none of them are birdseed. What, sir? I could never watch this and comment on your phone? Let's see. Oh, are you watching this on a phone and it's hard to comment? Yeah, I forgot you're traveling right now. It's not your normal situation. Yeah, VLAM, I do like sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds for sure. Yeah, I haven't had pumpkin seeds for a while. What about salads? I understand vegans eat only salad, right? Like, what a dumb thing to say. Okay, you are on a laptop. I'm gonna say it's probably harder to leave comments on a non-computer, some kind of mobile device. What's that, Jessica? If you're living on an island, you would like Gilligan to be there with you. Wouldn't we all? If we're stranded on a desert island, having Gilligan would help pass the time a lot better, right? I'm sure everyone has a different opinion about the desert island. Hey, if any particular vegan feels like they want to die a martyr on the desert island, that's cool. Whatever they want to do. I just want to point out that veganism doesn't require you to kill yourself. And furthermore, you don't have to, like, who says the island has like a cow or anything? It probably has bivalves and fish, right? Just start with the bivalves and see if you can live off the bivalves before until you get rescued, right? Rosta's future. Is non-organic food getting safer or less dangerous? I don't know. I'm not a scientist, let alone that kind of scientist, a food toxicologist scientist, something like that. I don't know. Don't know. That's not what veganism is. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. It's not a avoidance of all toxins or something like that. Let's see, Graven, yeah, talking about this vegan island that we'll find ourselves on undoubtedly, right? It would be tropical, yeah, it has to be, right? Like that Tom Hanks island, heat stroke, sunburns, lack of water to drink, yeah, it'd be horrible probably. Yeah, Travis. Oh yeah, that desert island that has a freezer with non-vegan nuggets in an oven. Let's see. Fritz says there were some Tongan. Tonga's an island, in the South Pacific. Tongan teenagers stranded on an island for over a year. They ate seabirds, fish, and fruit. They were in survival mode. See, none of us know what that's like, We can all say, well, we just eat the fruit. Probably so. If there was enough to go around, yeah, I would be a fruitarian until I got found a year later. Rosto's future. You're a vegan of 16 years and health is probably more of a factor than animal rights. Well, cool. Then you're plant-based. Yeah, veganism is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. Nowhere in like this long-standing definition of veganism would say you're doing it for your health. If you are, that's awesome. I like to eat vegan. I like to do vegan in a healthy way. I mean, you can eat junk food all day as a vegan. You could just have a crappy mono diet of just eating kale along with beer. That's your two foods there. Eat that every day. You're vegan. Totally cool. I don't recommend anything of the sort. I recommend eating a healthy, just well-balanced, vast array of plants. So yeah, we're on the same page there. But if you're only interested really in health part, yeah, that's called plant-based, which is cool. I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying plant-based people are second-class citizens or anything like that. But if you're eating plants because you're trying to achieve some kind of optimal health or something like that, yeah, it's plant-based. Yeah, it's not vegan. Vegan, you could be totally unhealthy. You could eat total crap junk food and be vegan. Because again, veganism, you're doing it not for yourself. That's the thing. Veganism is so not selfish. You're not doing it for your health. Even there are healthy benefits to be derived if you do it in a healthy way, but you do it for animals first and foremost. And if you want to be healthy, especially if you're an old fart like me, eat a healthy vegan diet, and you'll probably have some good results. Yeah, there's cold islands too, guys. Yeah, just the fantasy that people have. What if you're stranded on a desert island, something like that? That's the fantasy. No one says, hey, what if you're shipwrecked on an island in the middle of the northern Atlantic or something like that? One of the Aleutian Islands near Russia or something like that. No one ever says that. It's always a desert island. Some vague, nebulous, non-defined desert island. Thanks for sharing that, Graven, that your pugs fart. I think you've mentioned that before, actually. Sarah, you were plant-based for years before going vegan. Yeah, and so you draw the distinction there, and you can go that way too. Yeah, like Rich Roll's an example of that. He went plant-based because he was pushing 40 and getting unhealthy, and he wanted to do something about that, and he became vegan later on. I assume that's what happened if I remember his story, his books right. But yeah, you can go plant-based first, get all eating plants for all the health benefits and how it makes you feel, and then later on realize, hey, I actually care about animals. I'm totally like not into exploiting animals and all that. So anyway, Sarah, I don't even know what he's referring to. I don't really care, but I'm going to read what you said because it sounds very true. At Bob, you've been around here long enough to know the difference, and Ryan just explained it 30 seconds ago. The difference between vegan and plant-based. Yeah, exactly. I explained it 30 seconds ago. There is a distinction to be made between being vegan and plant-based. I guess I haven't explained or gone through the thought experiment or the argument here, so let me do it. Let me show you why there needs to be a wedge drawn between vegan and plant-based. They are not identical. They are not synonymous. They're not synonyms. They are distinct conceptually. They both share things in common, such as eating only plants, but conceptually they couldn't be further apart. Case in point, if you believe vegan and plant-based are identical, then you would have to allow vegan hunters. It would be totally cool. Someone, had a heart attack. The doctor said, hey, you gotta cut back on the meat. In fact, just give it all up because you're on death's door. You can't F around. You're gonna die. You gotta eat plants. Someone would reluctantly be eating only plants, a vegan diet, yet still go out on the weekends with his buddies, shoot all the animals up, go on annual safaris to Africa and shoot all the tigers and everything because they don't give a shit. They don't care about animal cruelty and exploitation. They're just eating this way because their doctor's forcing them. But you would say that person's vegan, even though their job is they're a cattle rancher. They slaughter cows for a living. That's how they pay their bills and make their living. They go out on the weekend and shoot all the animals. That person would be a vegan just because they're eating plants. See how absurd that notion is. A vegan cattle rancher hunter. So that's what people who say veganism and plant-based are identical, you would allow the possibility of vegan cattle ranching hunters. And I think that's an absurd concept. Anyway. Yeah, Carl Baum. You can be plant-based. Well, wearing a leather jacket that you just bought, sitting on leather seats in your car and couch that you just bought. They weren't hand-me-downs or something like that. That's the difference between vegans. The plant-based people don't necessarily care. Some do, but you don't. According to the definition, if you're just eating plants, that doesn't make you vegan, or else you could have all these animal products around you all the time. You'd be hunting all the time. Hey, Dr. Bear! Says the Rostos feature, no, hunting is not vegan. Killing animals is unnecessary and not vegan. That's what I said. If you say plant-based and vegan are the same concept, which they're not, it allows that there should be vegan hunters who could also be cattle ranchers too. It's so absurd. It doesn't work. It's just a reductio ad absurdum argument that I'm presenting here. Reduced to absurdity. Yeah, and yes, Dr. Bear, I didn't see the other comment you're responding to. Yeah, veganism doesn't require participating in protests. You're more than welcome to participate in protests, just as any person in a free country can protest anything that they want. At least unless Bob's candidate wins here, then we probably won't be able to do that. But if you're still in a free country, you can protest if you want, or you don't have to protest. Remember, veganism is not a protesting thing. It's a belief that you don't need to eat animals because animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong, and the practice of eating plants to be consistent with that belief. And gosh, Dr. Bear, yeah, well, I didn't ask why he writes in all caps. And yeah, being vegan doesn't require discrimination. We are not bigots. Again, nowhere in the definition of veganism here does it say you have to discriminate or be a bigot towards fellow human beings. Bob's. Kind of right there, Bob. So vegan is more of a total lifestyle, and plant-based is what? Yeah, plant-based means that you eat plants, and strictly plants. Veganism, I don't mean by total lifestyle. It's not like a lifestyle. I don't like put on my vegan uniform and go to the vegan opera or something like that. I mean, it's so simple. The lifestyle, as you refer to, is just simply having believing that animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong. You get bummed, you get sad when you see animals being shot in the head, bleeding out, so you can have a burger. You believe that's wrong, so you eat plants instead. That's the lifestyle. Having the understanding that animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong, and putting practices into your life where you don't participate in those things, or at least as minimally as possible. Meaning, like, say, a vaccine or something like that. I'm not saying, well, I'm traveling and I can't find plants, so I'm just going to go to the steakhouse instead. No, that's not what we're talking about there. Yeah, I don't know if caps are discriminated against. Rasta is future, but for most people, you can look this up. This is not just us being precious snowflakes here. Go search on YouTube or Google and ask, like, just say, why people don't like all caps. It's because it's perceived as shouting. It's like, like literally like someone speaking and shouting at the same time. So that's why all caps are generally not like loved by most people online. Yeah, I saw that question. Is generative AI not vegan? Yeah, VLAM. On the surface, generative AI doesn't seem in conflict with veganism. Yeah, what makes you question that? I'm curious too. Is there something I don't know? Do they chop the leg off an animal every time a generative AI thing gets generated? Didn't hear about that yet. Would the opera how to be vegan? Yeah, if I would go to a vegan opera, right? That was the first thing that came in my mind when he said vegan lifestyle. There's no lifestyle. You just put practices in place in your life so that you're not like buying leather couches. You're not buying silk stuff. You're not eating and go to restaurants and eating animal products. It's just little things like that. Yeah, have you clicked on the like button, people? Have you clicked on the like button? Good question there, Uncle. If you haven't, just click it for me, please. Help YouTube understand that I don't suck. Yeah, that's what I'm not saying, Peter. I don't know if she really said that or not. I know some people have had issue when you've mentioned that before. I don't know, but yeah, that's definitely what I'm saying. Dr. Bear says, this is your weekly reminder that blocking Bob is always an option, and I know a few of you guys have. Okay, yeah, I know there's like a lot of things that require like GPUs to process, like say altcoins, like Bitcoin and stuff like that, and AI, generative AI. Yeah, they require a lot of electricity, and there's emissions from electricity generation. But I don't know if that's makes it non-vegan. Just, I mean, yeah, it's not great for the environment, but I mean, again, it's veganism stands against animal cruelty and exploitation, and just because something is not great for the emissions, I don't know if that makes it not vegan. If so, that we'd have to draw the line on a lot of stuff, like we have to like reduce emissions on all things in our life. We'd have to say vegans can't drive internal combustion engines because there's high emissions with that. You got to get like a solar array installed on your roof and charge your electric car with that, because that's zero. I mean, that puts a lot of just extra requirements on vegans, and vegans shouldn't be overburdened, or else no one would ever want to be vegan. If someone learned, if I'm vegan, that means I can't use AI and I have to have like a solar panel on my roof, like no one would do it. It's too expensive for most people. I don't have a solar array or anything like that. Sushi time, Allison. Hell yeah. Send me some sushi, please. That would be awesome. Your cult leader would appreciate that. Maybe I'll get the vegan orange chicken tonight. Maybe that's back at some of the Panda Expresses. Are you listening, Sarah? You should, if you have not in Mendo, but when you're back in Marin, I know there's a Panda Express in San Rafael. There's probably another one somewhere out there too. Maybe Novato's got one. But yeah, check it out. For a limited time, the vegan orange chicken is back at Panda Express. And Angie and I went hard a couple weeks ago. Bought the largest size and got the eggplant tofu, which not every Panda Express has. In fact, I understand it's kind of rare to have that dish. But yeah, check it out, guys. Not sponsored, but yeah, go get some. I might get some tonight. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I ever started going to Panda Express since I've been vegan until they brought the Impossible Orange Chicken to their restaurants a couple years back. So, and because of that, I've developed a fondness for Panda Express. But I don't go all the time. Maybe I'll go like once every month or two or something like that. Especially now that the orange chicken, well, when it was gone, now that it's back, I might like go once every couple weeks or so. But yeah, the vegan orange chicken, really good. Well, Peter, I don't believe you. I just remember some people in past live streams questioned if she really said that. And I don't watch her content. I don't want to. Watching her, I don't want to mention her name. It's UV, not VD, but UV. I just feel just sick the whole time. I don't know why it is. I just can't stand her personality and what she said. So it's my personal decision not to watch her. I'm not bagging her. I'm just saying I just don't like it. So why would I watch something that I feel that way from? Hey, anothers. No one is ever late here. Yeah, Fritz can back me up here. Their plant-based orange chicken is very good. You guys know I'm Asian. I'm Chinese. I've eaten a lot of orange chicken in my day, unfortunately, but at least I know what it tastes like, and it's good. This vegan orange chicken at Panda Express is it's maybe not the best vegan orange chicken I ever had, but it's up there. It's in the upper echelon. It might be back, Allie. They're doing another trial run. It was like a couple years ago when they had it and went away, sadly. And it's back now. So take a look. This is new, like as of like 2 weeks ago or so, Allie. So take a look. It might be back at your Panda Express because all the ones that had it here last time, like a couple years ago, they have it again right now. So go look right now. Leave me. Go look on the app or website and see if it's at your local Panda Express. Dr. Bear gives a different perspective about UV. Dr. Bear often agrees with UV's perspectives. I really like her video, 10 Bad Excuses to Eat Meat, but it bothers me that she often paints veganism as more difficult than it really is. And tries to make other vegan influencers like myself seem like complete nut jobs, which she's tried to do about me. I don't want to get into. I don't want to start that whole. I don't know what you want to call it, war or drama again, but yeah. But yeah, it's cool. Yeah, if you like her content, totally cool. Yeah, I'm not offended or bothered or anything by that. But yeah, it's all good. Rasta's Future, I think many of us here have seen Earthlings, or at least seen some of it. I didn't need to see the whole thing. I just saw a little bit of it. Yeah, I already know about that. I'm already vegan. I don't want to expose myself to more painful animal cruelty and abuse because I already know about that, and I'm vegan already, so I can't say I've seen the whole thing. Yeah, that's one thing that bothered me, Dr. Bear, that about UV. She makes them, non-vegans like her because she makes them feel justified being not vegan. Absolutely. It makes me wonder, gosh, is she like for real? Is she really vegan? Like, how could she make vegan content for non-vegans? It's really weird. Oh, Peter, yeah, thanks for the links. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to check it out yet because when I saw the links, Peter sent me a video about the guy who made his own, what he thought was better than the vegan orange chicken at Panda Express. And when I was looking at those links, it was the other day when I was trying to make a video for this week, so I was really focusing on a response video. So I used your Jeff Juice's one. So I'll just check it out for pleasure. I don't think I'll make a response video, but I'll just watch it just to watch it. Vegan heretic, it would be an honor to have me bash you? Really? Why would I bash you? What have you done? I don't bash people, actually. I bash people's logic. I bash people's lack of evidence, but I don't bash people. I don't attack people. I don't do ad hominem attacks. I look at what they say. I look at their arguments. I look at their reasoning. You know, it's different. Bill, the Piers moron. Yeah, I get that sense too, Bill. That's probably why I feel kind of sick in the stomach when I watch that person's content. Yeah, grifter, like these other grifters you're mentioning, they go against their own community because it gets them clicks. No other reason but money. Like what I said here, this is not my primary source of income. So I don't need to do stupid stuff like that. I don't need to grift. I don't need to create all this sensationalism. And I just respond to videos that I want to respond to because I enjoy it. I really, someone wrote the other day, like my video yesterday about Jeff Juice's, before it got released, like an hour before, someone said, why do you keep making videos about people like this? I said, well, this is what I do. I enjoy responding to people who put out misinformation about veganism and vegan diets. I like doing that. I don't know why. It's just how I'm wired. I know vegan heretic, but yeah, I know. I don't know. I'm great. I know you're kidding. I'm not great. I'm just a decent person. Let's see. Dr. Bear, I don't know. I kind of agree with what Bill said about her. That I think, I don't know if she has bad intentions, but I think her intentions are to grift in the sense that trying to say things to non-vegans to make them feel better about themselves. So, you know, they watch her content and it's at the expense of, I think, of just solid vegan information. But yeah, like I said, it's totally okay if I'm not saying don't watch or anything like that, but that's just how I feel, and Bill does too. And if you have a different feeling, totally cool, totally understand it. What's that, Varley's UV versus Freely was fun. Were they in some kind of battle too? So that's why I stay out of it. I don't want to fight with any of these people. I'm not here to fight with other people, you know, especially vegans. I'm here to respond to misinformation. Not here for drama. Don't want it. That's cool, Doctor. That's why you're our channel member and not UV's. I like hearing other perspectives, but I wouldn't want to regularly give my money since I don't like everything she promotes. Hopefully, like the vast majority of what we promote here, we try to be very reasonable here. Yeah, according to Peter, and he linked to her video, which I don't want to click. He said, according to UV, she said if you find meat in the dumpster, it's perfectly fine to eat it. Again, that means if you're vegan, according to this definition, you can eat meat every day as long as it's from, like, you know, the trash can. Anyway, let's keep going on. Let's move on from her. I don't want to talk about her anymore. Bob, are bivalves full of minerals? Well, so are plants full of minerals. Like, you know, the question is, are bivalves an essential food? Meaning, without eating bivalves, are we at risk of becoming deficient and or sick? And the answer is definitely no. You don't need to eat not everyone in the world through all of history had access to bivalves, you know, and ate bivalves. So no, there's no reason to eat bivalves unless you're starving to death or something like that, and that's the best option you got. But, you know, just leave them alone. bivalves like clams and mussels and other little sea urchin type creatures. If you don't live by the ocean, like I said, most people don't live by the ocean. Most people have never seen bivalves. I see them all the time when I go like to the beach or like not a beach, but like a rocky beach, like tide pools and stuff like that. Yeah, shrimp fits in that category too. Yeah, I'm sure there's nutrients in bivalves, but it doesn't mean you need to eat them. There's not like, again, like an essential nutrient that only bivalves have, without which you'll get sick and die. If that were true, people that moved away from oceans would have died because of that. Uncle, what's Angie doing right now? Probably watching TV or something like that. Shrimp are crustaceans? Yeah, that's right, huh? I see, I'm not a zoologist, biologist, marine biologist. I don't know, it's not my area of expertise. Just don't eat them. If they're in the ocean, swimming around, doing stuff like that, just leave them alone. Shrimp have brains. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Yeah, Carl, if it has a mother or a face, don't eat it. Very simple rule of thumb that'll get you through 99.99% of decisions you have to make as far as should I eat it or not. Wow, Graven used to work at a shrimp factory. Wow. Yeah, I guess in your part of the world, there's probably a lot of shrimp, huh? Oh yeah, Peter. Yeah, I should talk to Angie about members only live streams. Thanks for reminding me about that, Peter. Yeah, yeah, we haven't discussed it lately, but we did that one just unannounced one like about a month or so ago. So we're due for another live stream. Doesn't mean it has to be announced or unannounced, but we're just due for one. Yeah, refrain from eating shrimp or shrimp brains. I agree. Yeah, Fritz. Yeah, if we're talking about like ancient hunter-gatherers, they didn't have ethical beliefs about like, should I and I don't want to harm that animal. They were in survival mode. Humans were opportunistic food gatherers and hunters way back when. They were in survival mode and ate what they found. That's why I laugh when people say, when they try to come onto the comments and think, "Oh man, I'm gonna debunk veganism, huh? There are no vegan primitive peoples thousands or hundreds of thousands years ago." Yeah, there's no such thing. Veganism as a concept didn't exist 100,000 years ago or 10,000 years ago or 1,000 years ago. It's a more recent concept, but yeah, they're just trying to survive and not die. It's a different lifestyle from what you and I experience for the most part, unless you're stranded on a desert island. Can you imagine being stranded on a desert island with Bob? Like, oh man, just being stranded on a desert island is bad enough. Can you imagine having to deal with Bob sitting there with you the whole time? That would be just too much. Anyway. Hey, mi comunidad vegana. Buenos noches, amigo. That's about the extent of my Spanish there. Sia, you're asking like what's a vegetable that has the same nutrients as salmon? I don't know. I'm not a nutritionist. That's a question for a dietitian or something like that. Anyone know like what's the primary nutrient in salmon or something like that? If you're talking about like omega-3 fatty acids, you can take a supplement, an omega-3 fatty acid supplement. You can get omega-3 fatty acids from like plants like flaxseed and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not sure. I never did a nutritional study of every food and memorized them or anything like that. If anyone has any answers for that, let him or her know. But yeah, this is not a nutrition talk show or anything like that. It's about veganism, which is, in case you're not familiar, it's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. Yes, we care what we eat, but we're not nutritionists by trade or anything like that. Let's see. So Peter's not eating food out of a dumpster. Let's see why. Peter says eating meat out of a dumpster is wrong because you're looking at it as food meat isn't food. It's an animal that wanted to live and somebody threw it out in the dumpster and you're disrespecting it. Yeah, I remember we talked about this a few weeks ago. I thought it was kind of a slippery slope. If one were to accept that eating any food out of a dumpster, plants or animals, is okay, it fits within veganism, and the justification is, well, it's going to be thrown away anyway. By that reason, it's like a slippery slope. Like, well, if you're sitting there with your friends and they're eating their burgers and steaks and they don't finish it, it hasn't gone to a dumpster yet, but it will. But it's sitting there on their plate. It stands to reason that it would be okay. I'm just going to go eat my friend's steak and burger too, because it was going to go to the. So it's just kind of a slippery slope. I'm just going to eat meat all the time. I'm just going to wait for my friend. He's going to cook a little bit too much, maybe. He's going to save a little bit for me, and I'm going to eat meat every day and still call myself vegan. So again, that's kind of it's kind of an absurd concept. Vegans who eat meat every day. I just can't wrap my head around that. So I think just don't eat it out of the dumpster, unless you're dying, like you're homeless and something like that, and you need food or something like that, you're starving. But for those of us that don't have to like dumpster dive, just don't like eat meat out of a dumpster. Same answer to that, Bill. Same thing. First of all, it's gross. I wouldn't eat like roadkill, let alone like produce that fell off the produce truck and was laying in the highway for like a long time. I wouldn't even eat that, let alone a dead animal under that same scenario. Yeah, Sarah, same bottom line is, I don't consider meat food. I've said it 100 million times here. It's in the same category as poop for me. If I'm walking by on the road and I see some roadkill, well, that's gross. It's disgusting. I take another few steps on the highway and I see some poop in the road, like, ooh, that dried, sunny poop, gross. Both I have the same reaction. I don't consider them food for the slightest second, and it's gross. Bob, you saw a vegan activist attacking a homeless man for eating meat? Cool. And have you seen carnivore activists come into my comments and leaving horrific comments saying horrible things about me personally? What do you think about that? Shall I paint the picture that everyone who eats meat or carnivore is a horrible attacking asshole? No, just not. I know that's not true. So just because you saw one person do something objectionable, you can't generalize that the entire class is like that. Should I make judgments about people from their skin color? I saw a person of certain race steal a car, so all people of that race steal a car. So I'm saying, just because you saw one example, generalizing like that is bigoted and stupid. It could be true, Allie. There's crazy extreme activists out there, vegan activists and any other kind of activists. There's crazy extreme people, but they don't represent all of us. They just represent extreme crazy people. Bob, it's a hypothetical thing. I'm just saying, it's just because you saw one person, don't generalize the entire class. Jesse, that's funny. Jesse, a deserted island with a dumpster full of meat. See, there we're getting some really crazy thought experiments now. Sunny poop. That's what I said, huh? Is this sunny poop out there next to the sunny carcass in the road? Yeah, the slippery slope, I think we've talked about it before, Dr. Bear. Not saying this has to happen. It doesn't necessarily follow like a person would progress like this, but it leaves open the possibility. You just, okay, well, I'm just going to wait for my friend to not finish his burger and steak, and I'll eat that, and therefore I can eat meat every day as a vegan. So I just have a conceptual problem that seems kind of absurd that a vegan would eat meat every day or nearly every day, because they're just waiting for their family member to not finish their meal. It's like the logic is, well, they're going to throw it in the trash, but I'll just bypass the trash and eat it before it goes in the trash. Or I don't see there's nothing sacred about being placed in the trash. Like as soon as it hits the trash can, its status changes, so they might as well just eat it before the trash. That's my reasoning on it. If you disagree with it, totally fine. I'm just telling you how I see it. It just seems, it leaves open. Like we were saying, if plant-based and vegan are the same thing, you can have vegan hunters that hunt all the time and raise cattle for slaughter. And if dumpster diving for meat is okay for vegans, then in theory you could eat meat every day as a vegan. And I just have trouble with that concept. I'm not saying something is better, Dr. Bear. I'm not making a value judgment or anything like that. I'm just saying conceptually, as a vegan, the idea of eating meat is pretty much all you want, as long as someone is leaving it behind. To me, seems like an absurd idea for what the definition of veganism is. You know, you're against animal cruelty and exploitation. Like I'm just saying, it just leaves open the possibility of eating meat all the time as someone who's against animal cruelty and exploitation. That's just my take on it. If you see it different, like I said, totally cool. But let's move on. We talked about this like a month or so ago, I remember. But yeah, I agree with Sarah's sentiments 100%. I won't eat meat from a dumpster or anywhere for that matter, because meat is disgusting. Let's see, what's that, Dr. Bear? That's what folks are disagreeing with you about. I don't think letting meat rot is preferable to eating it. Eating it in that very specific situation doesn't contribute to cruelty. Well, it's kind of like this idea, Dr. Bear. It's the same kind of parallel. So bear with me here for a second. Like I had to go through this before in my after being vegan for maybe 5 years or so. I found some old leather shoes that I bought in college, like in the 90s. You know, I went vegan in 2010. And I'm thinking, okay, well, the cruelty's already happened. Kind of like, you know, your friend's burger, your friend's steak, or your family member's meat product. Anyway, I'm thinking, all right, well, the cruelty's already happened, so what harm would it be for me to wear these shoes? You know, I might as well just wear them. I bought them like a long time ago when I wasn't vegan, and I have them now. Well, the more I thought about it is, well, when I put those shoes on and walk around and people see them, I'm giving the unspoken A-OK. Like, this is totally fine. I'm what's the word? I'm not promoting, but I'm supporting this practice of killing animals for their products, in this case their skin or hide or whatever, and putting it onto clothes. Just by the fact that I'm wearing it, I'm giving consent to that. It's an okay practice, even though it already happened a long time ago, and throwing out the shoes would be wasteful. But as a vegan, that's not the kind of advertisement I wanted to give, like wearing leather products, you know. So it's a similar kind of thing. If you're eating meat all the time, even though it was going to be thrown out like my old Birkenstock sandals, I'm still like advertising or giving consent, like this is okay, you know, it's okay as long as certain conditions were made. That's how I see it. And again, if you don't see it like that, yeah, I'm not going to fight you on this or anything like that, for sure. But let's move on. We've talked. I said we had this kind of discussion about a month or so ago, and I really don't want to keep bringing it up all the time. So let's move on to something else. What the hell's Bob talking about right now? Let's see. Allison said, at Bob, Brian just explained exactly my comment. Wearing secondhand leather, wool, silk. It's hard to say, is it vegan or not? To me, it would just be going against veganism, in the sense I would be supporting, condoning rather than condemning, like saying this is okay to wear the leather products adorn them on my body or whatever. I don't want to give that. I don't want to normalize leather, killing animals for their skin or what have you. So anyway, let us move on. So what do you want to talk about, Bob? You have something else you want to bring up? You want to try to be the main character? I'll give you a quick second here to do that. Oh, by the way, are you watching VD? Are you watching right now? Because remember how you made a video in 2018 or 19 that I'm going bald and losing my eyebrows? My hair's growing back out, VD. What do you think about that? I cut it, it's growing back out. What do you think, VD? You said my diet's so deficient that my hair is falling out, and well, it kind of is just because I'm getting older, but it's not as thick as it was when I was like 50 or 40. But what do you think, VD? My eyebrows still look exactly the same. What do you think, VD? You gonna make a video about how you said I was going bald and I'm got my hair and it's growing out? It should be impossible, right? Anyway, let's see. Bob says there was a rapper that blamed veganism for a psychotic episode on a plane. Yep. Totally. Veganism debunked. Rapper had a psychotic episode on the plane, and undoubtedly plants is what causes. Is my microphone on when I do that? Let's see. Guess not. So yeah, veganism debunked. Guy ate plants, had a psychotic episode, and undoubtedly it was the plants that caused the psychotic episode. Who knows? I don't know what rapper you're talking about. Does he have a history of, like, say, drug use or mental instability before then? I don't know, but it was the plants that did it. 100%. Just like we know 100% if you drink Jeff's juices, 100% you can't get cancer. 100% we could trace the psychotic episode back to broccoli and potatoes. Yeah, it makes so much sense. Bill, I blame the sunshine for everything that happens to me on a sunny day. All right, guys, we're moving on from the roadkill discussion. I appreciate lively discussion, don't get me wrong, but we spent a lot of time with it tonight. And again, I want to point out, we spent some serious time with it about a month or two ago. So let's move on to something else, like vegetables causing rappers to have psychotic episodes while in airplanes. All right, Tara P. Let's end it. Don't accuse Dr. Bear of anything more. We're just moving on, okay? Tara P, are we cool? We understand. Dr. Bear's ready to move on, but she can't if you keep hassling her. Not hassling, but like commenting about this topic. So are we cool, Tara P? Are we cool to move on from this? You were shocked when he said that? I thought you would like that comment that the rapper made, that eating plants caused him to freak out on an airplane. It wasn't anything else. But yeah, are we cool, Tara P? Let's move on, please. I'm using social contract to distinguish Dr. Bear. That's a logic. What? I mean, what? I'm not doing anything. I'm just saying we're moving on. I'm not engaging in a social contract or logical fallacy. We're moving on. Are we cool with that, Tara P? Yes or no? That's all I'm asking right now. We need to move on. Yeah, Graven says, Tara B, be chill. Dr. Bear is not the one. Okay, cool. We're all right. We're not saying okay. So Tara P, we're moving on. Okay, we cool with that. We're moving on. The ship has sailed. The train has left the station. We're moving on. Let's see. Might be time to get going. Sarah's on vacation right now. Why is she hanging out with us when she could be out experiencing beautiful Mendocino right now? It says she's in a hotel room watching this fart. Talk about being stranded on desert islands and stuff. What's for dinner? I'm not sure. I thought I heard Angie banging some plates in the kitchen or something. I heard some kitchen noise. I'm not sure if she's making something. So if she is, I'm stoked. And if not, I think maybe Panda Express. Tara, you got timed out. I didn't time you out, Tara P. No one. Did anyone time out Tara P? I didn't do anything. You got timed out, Tara P. I apologize. I didn't want anyone to time you out, so I apologize if someone did, but that shouldn't have happened. Did someone time out Tara P, like Peter or someone? Yeah, I didn't see anyone time Tara P out. So don't get all mad at us or anything or accuse us of anything. But you shouldn't have gotten timed out, and I didn't see any indication of that happening. But if so, I apologize, and it shouldn't have happened. But I'm with Sarah. I didn't see anyone time Tara out. VLAM, what do I think of Denmark's new meat tax? Never heard of it. I gotta check that out. That sounds interesting. Yeah. I'll look that up. Maybe I'll make a video about that. Where'd you hear about that, V? That sounds awesome. VLAM. Oh yeah, you're in hot, humid Hong Kong. You walk 10 minutes and you're drenched. Okay, Peter didn't time out Tara. Uncle, did you time out Tara? Because these are the only two. You want us to adopt you, Uncle? You're older than us. You need to adopt me and Angie. But did you, Uncle? Did you time out Tara P? Because I didn't. And Peter didn't, so that only would leave you, and you're not the one to just what's the word I'm looking for? Just time someone out, just like, for like, without doing something pretty extreme. So you didn't do it. You didn't get timed out, Tara. I'm not sure what you're talking about. No one timed you out. So I guess I don't need to apologize for timing you out because you didn't get timed out. Yeah, no one got timed out tonight except for Bob about 45 minutes ago. And that's it. That's it. I did that one. I'll take full credit for that one. Yeah, maybe it's an internet glitch or something like that. But yeah, I timed out Bob myself, and that's it. Okay, so let's see. Bill has some facts here. Denmark will charge farmers up to 80 pounds for every cow in a world first carbon tax on agriculture as the country tries to encourage people to eat less meat to tackle climate change. Oh, that's going to trigger so many people, right? No, Bob, you don't get an apology. You did exactly what I told you not to do, and I timed you out for it. I just have to follow up what I'm saying, or else I'm a wishy-washy idiot or something like that. So, nope. You might love wishy-washy, Bob, because that way you can get away with shit on people who are wishy-washy, but I'm not wishy-washy. Move the line. Do most vegans consider the look of vegan leather may promote real leather? I think people are divided on that, and I think that's an issue where you can have your opinion on it, and I don't think there's one right answer. If you think it promotes real leather, cool. One can argue it's promoting the idea that you can have something that looks like leather that's made out of corn or whatever, So there's different ways to look at it. I tend more towards the latter there. I don't think there's anything that wrong with wearing something that had no animal cruelty and exploitation in its production ever. Unlike my old Birkenstocks that I bought in the 1990s. Yeah, meat tax is a little clickbaity. Hell, I'll make a video about that. I need a clickbaity title for once. So, yeah. We don't have to promote veganism with our looks, Bill. There's no such way that vegans have to look or anything like that, So, let's see. Have I been to Korea as a vegan? No, I haven't been to Asia as a vegan, or Europe as a vegan for that matter. Just California, basically. Let me think. California and Nevada. I think those are the only two states I've been in since I've been vegan. Oh, and New York, too, briefly. Gee, Bob knows everything, huh? He knows about the state of California, how we're a mess. Denmark is a mess because of socialism, right? Something like that, which we don't have here or anything like that. But yeah, Bob seems to know everything. That's amazing. He must be one of the most learned people in the world, and we're all just like blessed having such a learned person here to share this infinite wisdom with us. I've been to Denmark before, actually, and it wasn't recently. It was in 1989. I fell in love with Copenhagen. I wanted to move there after I got back. Well, Dr. Barry, you have your Vegan Birkenstocks. See, that's what I had, non-vegan Birkenstocks. They lasted you for years, are still in great shape. Awesome. Yeah, fake leather can often be really last a long time. I know that from the old Mercedes cars that I used to have, those 1981, 1982 300 Mercedes 300Ds diesels. One had this. I got them before I was vegan. One had actual leather in it, and the other one had what is called as, it was known as MB Tex. It's a fake leather made by Mercedes-Benz, and that one looked brand new. It looked like it was still 1981. No time has passed. It looked new as the days it left the factory. And the leather one is all beat to hell. So yeah, I know vegan leather can last a long time. What's that, V? What do I think about the claim that a non-vegan living in the third world is more vegan than a vegan in the West? Heard some environmentalists say that to justify why they're not vegan. No, it has nothing to do with veganism. Veganism is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. So if you're living in a third world and you're just eating whatever you can to stay alive, that's not veganism. The environmentalist you're referring to there, VLAM, is confusing veganism as an environmental movement. And yeah, indeed, yeah, as I've said many times, there are many positive environmental benefits to veganism. The United Nations has ranked vegan the most climate-friendly diet as far as greenhouse gas emissions goes. Vegetarian is number 2. That being said, veganism is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. So a person in a third world who's not a vegan can't be more vegan than a vegan in the first world, because that third world person isn't vegan to begin with. They're just eating however they can. Anyway, I guess they can try to say, well, their environmental impact. Well, they're probably not driving cars as much as we are and using as much electricity. They probably don't have a bunch of computer screens like we have here. It's a different lifestyle comparing the kinds of things we have in our lives as in first world countries as people with lesser means have. So it's kind of an apples to oranges comparison, and it's no way to justify eating meat if that's what the environmentalist is trying to do. It's like a person in the third world would probably love to have a big-ass computer and stuff like I got here, too. Yeah, it's more of a survival mode if you're a poorer person in a third world country. Yeah, if you're a rich person in a third world country, yeah, the elite have everything, but it's kind of like here, whenever it's coming here, it's getting more like that, where the rich have it all and everyone else is just kind of fighting for everything else, the scraps. Yeah, Uncle. Yeah, I've seen many politicians give lip service to environmentally friendly food decisions, but I still don't see them advocating for eating plants and only plants. Because the United Nations, like I said, has ranked veganism as the most climate-friendly diet. Leon, oh, you're in Hong Kong? Well, ask VLAM. That's where VLAM's from, too. So, VLAM, why don't you tell Leon what kinds of laundry and dishwashing detergent to buy? He says vegan options for these are quite expensive here in Hong Kong. And you buy them from iHerb. So yeah, I have no experience living in Hong Kong or buying from iHerb. I've never heard of it. So yeah, maybe VLAM could share her experience with you there. Okay, I didn't know JD Vance is vegetarian. Doesn't mean that all of a sudden I'm going to look at the political beliefs that he is aligned with and find them all of a sudden they're great, just because he eats plants. Okay, so this environmentalist VLAM saying they're arguing that living like the average Western is immoral, vegan or not. Immoral? No, it's just more impact. More emissions living in a first world country. Like I said, we have a different lifestyle. We drive more. We use more electricity, just for starters. So that's That's what the environmentalists' justification is for eating meat. So it's like this is again an appeal to futility fallacy. Hey, you vegans and everyone in the first world country uses way more resources than people that get by on less than $5 a day or something like that in third world countries. So therefore, I'm not going to consider veganism because of all the emissions from you first world vegans and non-vegans. That makes zero sense. It's just basically saying there's people that live in poor countries that have low income and have low emissions. So therefore, it's okay to eat meat in the United States. That's basically the argument. That's an appeal to futility fallacy. Bill, great question. A lot of people just can block that stuff out, and like 43 felony and stuff like that. People block it out. All the homophobia, the fear of LGBTQ, people of color, people block that out because of personality and stuff like that. Whatevs. And the threat to democracy, maybe we should not have elections in the future and stuff like that. Just don't worry about it. I can be a dictator from day one. No problem. People don't care. We deserve him if that's what people think is important. We deserve democracy to be threatened. Allison, there's some great Japanese vegans on YouTube/Instagram. Cool. Great. I'm glad veganism is spreading through Asia more because, they're kind of lagging, I think. But it's catching on. I saw, places like, say, Seoul, Korea have decent vegan restaurants now. Some that wasn't true not that long ago. Where's Ryan getting this stuff? I don't know. Yeah. I've never heard your favorite politician there, Bob, ever say anything that was racist or homophobic or anything like that. Never. I've never heard him say horrible things about people who are captured in military as prisoners of war. I've heard him denigrate just military people in general. You can't change reality. So if that's cool with you think that's the kind of person that should represent you in the country, cool. That's you. That's not me. Yeah, but look up Project 2025 or Agenda 47 as they're calling it now. There's a lot in there that if you are actually a true fan of democracy, free country, you should be quite concerned. If you're a fan of some kind of evangelical Christian theocracy being established here, then that who to vote for. For those of us that believe in a separation of church and state and not living in a theocracy, there's someone else to vote for. That's just my opinion. If you think I'm crazy, feel free to believe that. He's really good to women. Okay, if that's what people believe, great. Really good to his wife, right? Think about it. Just put it out here. The whole Stormy Daniels situation. His wife had just recently given birth to their baby, and he's out having a sexual encounter with a sex worker person. Not saying having an encounter with a sex worker person is bad, but the whole context of that, is if you think that's the kind of thing that you think is totally cool, you know what to vote for. That's cool. We'll move on from there. oh, because I wasn't there, none of those facts are true. I mean, this has already been established. This is tried in a court of law. Certain, it was argued, counter argued. It's already been established what happened there. Just because someone says, nope, wasn't me, that's gaslighting. You just believe someone because you like them, ignoring the evidence that jury found to be true. Okay, interesting. Yeah, just believe the guy said, wasn't me. Nope, that's all there is to it. End of story. Nope, wasn't me. Nope, but I wasn't there. I didn't have to be there. I wouldn't want to be there. I don't want to watch that sick body having gross sex with someone. Well, thanks, VLAM, for giving Leon some resources for vegans in Hong Kong. Awesome. Yeah, Sarah, I should turn into a pumpkin right now too. I think you have the right idea right now. 2 hours, 30 minutes, 34 minutes. That's a live stream, right? I mean, what more do I got to do? This is this is about the time I get going anyway. So yeah, let's call it a night, guys. Thanks, everyone, for being here with me on your Friday night or Saturday morning, wherever you happen to be in the world. Thanks for sharing your time here with me. I will get another video out next week. I'm kind of interested now in this meat tax in Denmark, just because it sounds so wild, and it has a great clickbaity title, too, so I kind of like that. So thanks for suggesting that. I'll look that up this weekend and try to make a video early next week for you guys. So, let me think what's going on really quickly. My birthday's coming up at the end of the month. Fortunately, it's not on Friday, so it shouldn't affect the live streams. I'll let you know when the last one is. My birthday's on the 31st, so actually I think next Friday will be my last one before my birthday. Next Friday will be the last time you see me at age 56. So I guess that'll be my birthday live stream. I'm just realizing it right now. I guess, yeah, next Friday is my birthday live stream. So come participate in Ryan's birthday live stream next Friday. And let's see. I want to thank everyone for being here, especially Peter and Uncle for moderating and wisely using your judgment as to when to time out someone or not. And I'm glad no one timed out that person that said they were timed out. It's probably a glitch or something like that. Hopefully you're not pissed at us, but we didn't do it. Don't blame it on us. Nothing happened. Not going to do a 24-hour live stream, but I will do at least a 2-hour live stream, probably 2.5-hour live stream. So I think that's it. I don't think I have any other big announcements I need to share with you guys. That's it, guys. I'm starving. We're going to see what Angie's up to. And you got timed out Rasta's future? Well, I don't know what happened, but hopefully you're cool with us now. All right, guys. So much love. I'll see you guys next week. And remember, until then, it doesn't suck being vegan. Much love. See you guys in a week.